Your job was to have a child when you were ready, not when you wanted to open up your leg and shoot the club.
No, bro. That shit happens, dog. And if you out here, you know that happens.
This is why we hate your old niggas. This is why.
5100. What we know podcast.
We in this thing.
We in this thing.
Let's get it.
Talk about it. Communication is key. Let's build around it. We do this for the people. The people founded it. Black love stay strong. No way around it. We anti-genocide. We ride for the cause. Got love for our sisters. And love for our dogs. Respect the young and elderly. You all been invited to be inspired. Come together. Better got violent. Gotta watch for the cops. Gotta watch for the ops. Gotta watch for the politicians that play with the eyes. If you know, then you know. Plant the seed and it grows. Welcome to the show. This is what we know. 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 Yeah. This is what we know.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What up, though?
What we know podcast, collaboration.
Yeah.
5100 CJ.
Memphis.
5100 Taz the Fire.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas? What's poppin', baby?
Man? Going on.
Hey, what's happening, man?
We've been waiting on this.
Everybody sounding right? Everybody okay? Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. I'm
ready
excited.
to get it, man.
Excited about this show.
Millennial show.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna be talking about this shit, man, between us. What y'all? Everybody in this motherfucker right now is millennials, ain't y'all?
Yeah. Yep.
By yourself right now.
Yeah.
We need some Z's up in here. Shit, if we can get us some goddamn baby boomers, we get y'all up in here too.
Right.
Hey, I'm trying to get it together, man. I'm excited for this shit, man. What's going on?
Man, excited, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know we supposed to be having some other gentlemen to come up on the panel.
Yeah, Big Mike's supposed to be coming through.
My man, Big Mike supposed to be coming through. I know Black Man Unfiltered, he's supposed to be coming through.
Yep.
We got a couple other people. Hopefully we gonna have a great, not hopefully, man. We gonna have a great conversation.
It's gonna happen
right now, man.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yo, one thing I want to tell y'all real quick. I don't know, you heard us in the background, but I was saying how much I appreciate the show that you did earlier this week. That led up to this show, right?
Yeah.
Because one thing that I learned that from watching that show, that we don't really have it's not really a gap. It's really an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like on that day, right, like even though we still have some disagreements, the way they broke it down, you know what I'm saying, it made me have a better understanding.
Yeah.
The way you broke it down, you know what I'm saying, even gave me another understanding. So I feel like the problem is that we don't want to take the time to understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like friction, bro, like girls, you know, like you know what I'm saying, like it's little kids, you know what I'm saying, shit. You know, it's kids that could cooperate better than adults. Some kids out there that can't. So that show gave me like clarification, like, you know, what's the mindset I should have coming in.
Yeah.
I don't want to be no disagreement. Like, not disagreement, but no, we're the point where we arguing, disrespecting each other and shit like that. You know,
it ain't got to be like that.
And that's another problem I have with some OGs. Like, it get to a point where it's disrespectful. Like, and this is why we react how we react. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's I just want to tell y'all that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, before we even get into all of that, man, look, we this is simulcast, so I want you guys to let the people that's in our audience know exactly who y'all is and what y'all represent, man.
Yeah, y'all know we gotta show love, man. 5100 gang, y'all gonna tap in too, man. You know, we got this. We damn near got the same peoples though.
Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah, facts.
absolutely,
Facts.
absolutely. Motherfuckers is like, what the fuck? They both going live at the same
Yeah.
time.
Right.
It's the same shit. You gonna get the
Hey.
same content tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
Man, we
sir.
got the same supporters. We both on iHeart now.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Yes,
saying
sir.
it.
Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
man.
Shout out to
Come
y'all
on,
for
man.
that.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's
Hey
lit.
man, hey, look, we trying to get it together,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
We
We
trying
on-
to bridge this gap.
Yeah.
iHeart, Spotify. You know, we do the Anchor now too.
Anchor.
app,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah,
So,
man. So
Then we had your boy Black Man. He came right behind y'all yesterday. We had he had his podcast based off of just men in general. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That the name of that was Man Was So Tired, man, and that was a
Man,
deep
that was
Yeah.
the best one I've ever seen over there, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was my favorite.
that
That was my favorite, bro.
it was out cold. It was out cold. But let's look and see what we got. I know in my chat right now, we already got some people that came in here. Black Man came in. He said he's still dealing with the kiddies
yeah.
right now. Charlie Washington, what up, though? What up, though? We got my man. Oh damn, Poppy Blanco was up in here also.
Hell yeah, bro.
We got Jenny. I don't know. And now this is the thing.
I'm confused.
Because I'm not looking on my channel.
Confused.
I'm not looking on my channel. So it depends on who they watching, and because they both all of the chats is gonna be
together.
in one
Yeah.
place where we at.
Yeah.
So we gonna have some people going on
Hey.
yours and some people going on ours. The
Hey.
world class. What up, though? What?
Hey, shout out to Pete Blanco, bro. I gotta call him Pete Blanco. I ain't calling him.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm a grown ass man.
But
That's
guess,
like calling
but man, that nigga
delicious.
Instagram lit, nigga.
Hell yeah. Oh, he be out there.
That nigga be
We-
living life for me.
We saw you the first time, world class. You ain't got to say it twice, bro. God, damn.
Hey, y'all for real like brothers, dog. Y'all motherfuckers be going back
Hell
and forth. This nigga, he be kicking you off, bringing you back. You cut. I said, boy, these fools is like, you think they were damn in the same damn
Man,
house.
we do the
boy.
same shit. We come
I
out. So.
excel. I excel. What's up, man? Salute back to you, brother.
I excel.
Most definitely.
I saw him cam up for the
Yeah.
first time today. Yeah, he
Really?
was on Black
Yeah.
Man morning call, and Black Man had a morning call. I'm telling you, the spirit worked through us last night, bro.
It did, man. It did. I wanted to get on, man, but I was doing too much shit this morning. I was like, damn, I wanted to get on there, man. It's been working. No doubt.
For sure.
To Sasa, what's up now? I see her in here. Don't be coming here trolling.
I'm
tonight. I
telling you,
already
it's
know gonna
serious
happen.
tonight.
Right.
She hit or miss, man. She hit
Yeah,
or
she,
miss.
she had her days.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, B Rose, what's going on? Hey, we got the people coming in, man.
sir.
We got them coming
Yes,
in.
sir.
It's about to go
man.
down.
Let's
man.
go viral, man.
Most
Yeah.
definitely, man.
Yes,
Most
sir.
definitely. But go ahead, man. Y'all take it away, man. Let me know what you got on deck right now.
Well, man, look, this conversation needs to be had, bro. And the reason I decided to kick off this show last week is because I kind of wanted to get a feel for the space and maybe see if I can get some older guys to kind of tap in. That's how I linked in with Big Mike, Mandrea came through, you came through, JT. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for how this conversation would go because I didn't want to come on your channel. Me and Tez talked about we ain't want to come on your channel with the bullshit. So I kind of gave it a test run. Like, let's see what guys really thinking and I titled it that way to kind of get to the Generation X's and the Boomers to see what they had to say about it. And I like the way it turned out, man. So we just here to have the conversation, bro. We really want to, connect. And if you don't mind, later on, I got a clip from the podcast that we did with Charleston White, where he talked about how our generation is disconnected, and I kind of want to know what y'all thought about that too. We can handle that later, but I just
Yes,
wanted
sir. Yes, sir. But what do you guys what you got on deck right now? What is it? Anything that y'all want to ask? Is it anything that you guys want to get on so we can just get this motherfucker popping right quick?
Well, I know one thing.
Relationships, whatever.
I know
Oh,
one
go ahead.
thing, JT, I kind of wanted to bring. Number one, I'm supposed to have a younger brother come through. He got the link, so he's supposed to be coming soon. But I know that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to tackle and kind of wanted to go through. Like CJ said, bro, when he started that stream up earlier this week, it was one of them things, like you said, Rob. It was like, I think it's not necessarily the disconnect, it's having the conversation. And one thing I really loved about that one, bro, even when I got a chance to hop on, it never got disrespectful. Like it never got out of control. And like, bro, I done dealt with old heads just like y'all have. Sometimes them guys get out of pocket real quick, and it's like, bro, I don't want to learn from you. So I hope when this young brother come up, we be able to kind of impart some knowledge on him. He's 23 years old, so but he got a good head on his shoulders. So, man, I'm looking forward to this one. Even with Big Mike and Black Man, this is gonna be a good one. And I really want people to have the conversation, because if we don't, man, we losing. We
Facts.
We burning the bridge between the generations, and we can fix that.
No doubt, no doubt. That's one of the things that I want to do is bridge the gaps. Also, that's why I wanted to kick it off with whatever it is, because we have a big difference. And this is the craziest thing. It's not so much as the millennials. It's getting worse because the millennials, you guys are getting older. So you're starting to get wiser. You're starting to calm down, all these different things.
Yeah.
It's the Z's.
Yes, sir.
Them the jitterbugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's funny. when I see the way that they think, I'm like, they don't even think like millennials do.
Mm.
They don't even think, because at least with millennials, y'all like to work. You don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? The whole concept of getting a bag wasn't just being a scammer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, it was like, man, I got to get it the way I need to get it. And, I'm trying to be a better person. Now they ain't even trying to be better people.
Oh,
so
it's scary. It's scary, bro. I was
Go ahead.
Let
me go ahead and bring this brother in right quick, man, so
Okay.
we can have this conversation. Big Mike, what's going on with you, player?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
yes,
What
sir.
up?
We're doing great, bro. Doing great, man.
Sorry I'm late, man.
Oh, it's
No, we
all
just
good.
got started.
All right, cool.
My boy, you at the fine arts studio, ain't it, my
I'm
boy?
telling
I'm
you.
telling
Beautiful
you,
back there,
dog.
man.
Yeah, it looks
That's
nice.
no green screen action.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
joint
sir.
looking good.
Action.
I'm telling you.
But I was saying, there was I was at my Thanksgiving last year, and my little cousin came through. Now he's the youngest, but to get him to come on here is like pulling teeth, man. Am I young and getting to the action? You know what I'm saying? But I had chopped it up with him. I was like, because he 15, 16. So I was like, so me being the older cousin, I'm like, nigga, you getting some ass out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to poke and prod and see what he talking about, right? So he was basically like, nah. I said, so I'm asking like, what you want to do? When you get older, like, what's your plan? Like, what do you see yourself doing? And his answer terrified me, bro. And this is just to the point y'all brought up. He said he want to scam.
Damn.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
I mean,
It's a big thing, bro.
That shit
It
was
is.
normal when I was growing up.
It's a huge thing, and this is how I know over here in Detroit, most of these guys, they be in that scamming world, man. And this is like, they're real big on buying like Hellcats, and souped up Chargers and stuff like that. It's a big thing, big muscle cars and stuff like that. Well, y'all know how much them cars cost, man. And these dudes be 22, 23 years old out here, no license, sliding. And I'm like, what the hell? And it's just a different world right now, bro.
Facts.
And even when I looked at it, when I was like, damn, when we really went down to what the millennials were, you guys, it's like you ain't too far away from us,
Right?
From where it starts to where it ends. And I have a daughter, she's at the end of that millennial thing. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, she was born in 96.
Yeah.
So she was right at the tail end of the millennial. But I got another daughter that's a Z. So she was right there. 2001, she was born. So, and they have different ways, even though they're sisters, they have different ways on how they look at life. Totally different
them
ways.
Z's something else. I ain't gonna lie. Them Z's a different breed, bro.
Yeah. So, and we just got to find out how to bridge the gap, but we definitely got to start from at least the X's and the millennials, man, because the boomers, man, they senior citizens now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you can sit back and tell them, you know, you did this when I was a kid. Sometimes if you ain't never addressed it to them, they're gonna be looking at you like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I was a good parent, or I was a good uncle.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that.
It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why y'all
A
think?
lot of excuses.
Go ahead, Rob.
No. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, why do you feel that there is such a disconnect between the way millennials move and Generation Z move? Why do y'all think?
Well, I don't really think it's that much. We talking about Generation Z. I don't really feel like it's a big disconnect. Honestly, one thing I try to do is like really embrace like what they are.
My boy
doing.
had some chicken, dude.
Right, embrace with he is getting some chicken too.
What you
have some chicken
over there, man?
I just want to shout a little something, but no, I think for me, I don't really feel like disconnect. Cause you think about it, we have Generation Z and us. We pretty much like the same shit, same video games, pretty much the same music. We might just move different. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I really feel I'm disconnect. I like to just embrace what they're doing. One thing I could say about this younger generation, man, they getting money.
Yeah,
getting money off of bullshit that we was doing as kids. Like
facts.
You know what I'm saying? And not saying trying to put money like just because they making money, not we shouldn't say nothing to them. But it's like hey, they are a step farther than I was. In a way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not all bad.
It's not, it's not all bad, but I think we need to start doing that so that when we do want to criticize them, they could be more comfortable to really listen.
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like it's the disconnect with millennials and Gen X. You know what I'm saying? Like because like I said earlier, they don't want to take the time. What I said earlier, like they don't want to even take the time to understand some of them. Same with our generation. You know what I'm saying? My generation, don't even want to take the time to try to understand. So where they could both come together and just say, okay, you understand where I'm coming from, I understand where you come from. All right. These are the problems that I have. So, so we could we are trying to find at the end of the day, it's all about finding the solution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a you could tell me I ain't shit, stupid. I don't give a fuck, nigga. What's the solution then, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
So go ahead, Ted, because you've been quiet.
So Rob, one of the things that you mentioned, I think you mentioned was work, like jobs and stuff. And I know that's one of the biggest disconnects between the generation above me. What's this? X, excuse me. The generation X and us. My father was told, you go get a job, you work that job, you take care of your family, you pass on. The way that we think is, look, we gonna stack money differently from the way you did. Without the manpower, we gonna use more of this. So I got an example. I got it at, man, I did a PowerPoint presentation for my family about the stock market. Because in 2020, I made a killing in the stock market. And I'm like, look, Pops, I don't want you to have to keep working at your job when you can make money doing this. Like my Pops are almost 70 and he still go to work every day. And I seen that example. I'm like, hell no, like, bro, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I want to enjoy my life. Like, don't get me wrong. Man, appreciate Sir Hill for being in here. Don't get me wrong. I understand the sacrifice that you put in, but I want to pay my role differently from yours. So, why do you believe, JT or Big Mike? Why do you believe that it's always static between those two generations when it comes to money and the way we make it or work?
X and the millennials?
Yes.
I believe it's because we didn't really have any work for y'all. We didn't have anything for y'all. And to keep in mind, a millennial is my brother's age. So my little brother's a millennial. My child is a Generation Z. So, I feel like the group right after us felt like we probably should have paved the way a little bit better for them. But they didn't realize that our parents didn't really pave the way better for us. Like our parents were the first generation of job getters. You know what I'm saying? Our parents had jobs. A lot of our parents went to school. got good jobs. They bought us $100 shoes. You know what I mean? They bought us, $60 jeans and $200 game systems. We were the first generation to experience that.
How much was the British Knights?
British Knights would run you about $65.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking about bringing them back over these Adidas.
Mandrea somewhere listening, goddamn it.
Smiling ear to ear.
Can I ask a question real quick? I want to when I was just saying I don't feel like there's no disconnection between Z and millennials, right? Because we pretty much enjoy the same things. You think the reason why is a disconnect with millennials and X because when most of Generation X when they was kids, they probably had a better connection with their parents because they pretty much they like the same things as well. But by the time at the X generation start having these millennial babies, the world was changing. You know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to music, the style, the lingo, you know what I'm saying, the clothes, you know what I'm saying, how we move, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. So you think that, literally the generation as the generation change, that's the rise is a disconnect?
Yeah, I mean everything is different. The world is different. So of course there was a disconnect between us and our generation, in our parents' generation. It was a disconnect between our parents and their parents' generation. I mean, that's just the natural flow of things, how it's supposed to go down. So I mean, as the world changes, technology changes, experiences change. And I think my buddy brought up the LeBron James versus the Michael Jordan argument.
That was me.
That's a point of contention, but that's one of those arguments that defines the difference between generations.
It's perfect.
It's that argument that defines and embodies that what we call contention. It's really not tension. I think that a lot of millennials, especially for those of us born at the tail end of Generation X, I'm considered a Zennial. So I was born in 1978. I was, Generation X goes to 1980. But I really didn't grow up in Generation X. I grew up in the millennial generation, the 80s and 90s. So they're close with us, I'll say. Especially, like I said, my little brother's a millennial. And we fight like cats and dogs. I think he's lazy. I don't think he knows shit. I don't think he's put enough time into doing what he needs to do and perfecting his craft. He's immature. It's really no reason he should like the same things that you like. Y'all shouldn't be able to draw a commonality between liking the same video games,
right?
But you got a lot of millennials that have just stretched their adolescence out through their 30s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's contentious because we still have a community that we have to worry about.
Yeah, where I would push back even on that point. I mean, how many niggas know an uncle that's still at grandmama's house? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even gonna say his name because he gonna get in his feelings and call my phone. But I got a cousin that, man, all he do is smoke, drink every day at my grandmama's house. My grandmama ain't even alive no more. He's still there. And that's definitely an extra. It's like a known thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, but let me ask y'all this though. I ain't trying to sow seeds, right, of dissension. What I'm trying to do is get an understanding. So do you think more of what our disconnect is like evolution as far as technology, sports and gaming, things like that? Do you think that's a big part of it or a small part of our fracas, our fray, our issues? What y'all think?
I think it's probably a part. I don't know if it's a big part because I just look at everything as being in, order. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember what technology is what's in our brain, the human brain. That's basically all it is. At one point, a CD was the cutting edge of technology. You know what I'm saying? Telephone at one point was a cutting edge of technology. So when we looking at that whole thing is technology, it's not the technology itself, it's our use of the technology. And right now, the way the technology is, it's making life a whole lot easier than it was before.
Right.
But the problem is that a lot of us let it consume us. For instance, the telephone. It's not even called a telephone no more.
I was just going to say that's some old nigga shit right there.
Yeah, it's a cell phone now. It's some old nigga shit. So, and now you got where before you used to have to call somebody on a landline.
Right.
We didn't even call it a landline. It was just a fucking telephone.
House
phone. The phone.
Right.
You used to can use the, you used to can just tell somebody that I couldn't get with you because I wasn't at home.
Right. Yeah.
And then the cutting edge of technology then was the message, what they used to call it is voicemail now, but it was the answering service.
Yeah, the answer.
And we were still, we still had to do some things. About this, Big Mike. Sorry that you can't catch me. I'm not at home right now, but if you leave a number after the beep, I will get back with you.
Niggas was playing music in the background.
Yeah, music. Hey,
facts. We ain't that young.
I'm telling you.
I remember it was a tape that you have to rewind every day and record back over. It came with a small tape in it. Back the first answering machine.
All right, now
Yes,
I'm too young for that one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Actually, a tape you had to rewind.
Yeah, and then it was another. I had one where it was another tape that was there that recorded the messages. If you ever heard my man Biggie Smalls at the beginning, where he got his daughter saying, "All you hoes calling here for my daddy, stuff his dick," that was actually from a real answering service.
Right.
That was the tapes that was off of that real answering service. And you had the females calling him. All of that shit was real.
Yeah.
It was from answering service, from the tapes. You know what I'm saying? We got my man Marcus up in this piece. What's going on, player?
What's up? The Millennial Mexican is here. What up, family?
The
best co-star in the game right here.
Yes, sir.
What up,
we got
people?
your boy Hinkalink up in here. What's going on, Hink?
What's good, fellas? What's up?
And we also got the homeboy, the world class. What's going on, big baby?
Undefeated.
We got a full house.
I got Baltimore. Hey, world class, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Ravens, it could happen.
Shout out, Sir Hale.
Don't do that. Don't try to get this.
Y'all about to throw this whole conversation out with this.
Let's
go Chiefs.
We ain't got no time for all that.
Now the generations are about to come together on something.
Facts.
Right now.
Depending on who your team is.
Yes, sir.
Nigga, I used to have Pretty Ricky on the voicemail for the ladies. Nigga, pretty Ricky.
Shout out to XL.
Hey man, listen, if they were to be able to set like what they were doing selling ringtones back then, imagine if they would be able to sell. Pretty Ricky probably would have been one of the ones right there. They'll probably be one of the ones because a lot of people use that one right there. I was still, I was on Zap, you know what I'm saying, Computer Love. I was still, using shit like I was still doing like Marvin Gaye and all of the stuff that my parents was listening to. That's another thing that what you were saying as far as technology. One of the things that we did with our parents that you guys didn't do with y'all's, that we shared mostly everything. We shared music. When hip hop came, our parents didn't understand it. They didn't understand none of it. They said it was a fad.
Yep.
Yeah. They said it wasn't gonna last. It wasn't real music. It was all these different things because you had kids that actually innovated it. You had the grown people that started it.
I was about to say, Pretty Ricky, man, changed the game with young niggas like me.
Yeah, but this is way before them. This is before, kind of like before me, when we shared the Marvin Gaye's, Stevie Wonder, Temptations. We shared all of that stuff.
Right.
Even the new stuff that was out, our parents were still young enough where we were sharing these things with them. Soon as hip hop came, it did kind of separate us from them when it came down to that, because they were saying that it wasn't going to do anything. Wasn't nobody trying to be a rapper and make $1 million. Wasn't nobody trying to, we were having fun with it. Break dancing. We were, doing stuff depending on where you was from. If you was from New York, man, it was a whole different ball game because they shared it with the rest of the world. Right. Then we took it and everybody else had made it their own. You dig? So, but then they end up seeing that it made money, and then it started making careers, and now they like, I think I like this rap stuff, but they only like the stuff that was like, MC Hammer,
Right.
Will Smith,
Not rap.
parents just don't understand.
Like,
They understood that. They didn't understand.
But then haven't we had that almost in every turn? Like when we came out of so-called slavery, did the gospel music, right? The old Negro spirituals and that thing, and then it turned into gospel. Why is it that each generation, now we got sports, right? Now we got rap. Why is it that each generation that comes out really don't want to deal with the previous generation's music all of a sudden? Because when you go back in history, people had the same music. They had the same tribal music. They was in the classical music for centuries. We can't even go a decade. Because I'm an 80s baby. I can't stand the last two generations of rap, the last 2 decades of rap.
I think it's mostly in the black community, though. I think it's mostly in the black community because the way that we used music was based off of, what was going around in the world. You got to remember, rap was about that. It was kind of like the news. If you was from the East Coast, the only way you knew about the West Coast is that you did hear, people like NWA, Spice One, Too Short, people like that. So it was kind of like the news. It was just a different way that it was used. Then it just got to the point where once we started getting comfortable and you started having people that was being millionaires and thousandaires, they started talking about a different type of lifestyle. So then it was still to the point where you had the adults. I really, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I can't really pinpoint why it was a big problem between the generations. I know why it is now. I just don't know why it was then.
Can I step in a little bit real quick? I'll say this. Hip hop was a boomer thing. Like, I was born into hip hop. Hip hop was here when I got here. So that was people that was like my mom's age. But a lot of us had this dynamic too, especially in the 70s, is we grew up with our parents. A lot of our parents were no more than teenagers when they had us. And so I think what we did as millennials, late generation X or Zennials, we decided that we would wait until later to have our children. Like, I didn't have my son until I was 26, almost 27 years old. You know what I mean? My mom had me when she was 17, 18 years old. My buddy's mom had him when she was 14. My other buddy's mom had him when she was 15. We grew up with our parents. So a lot of the music, it kind of merged because of that dynamic as well. Once we put a little bit of space between generations, the shit y'all niggas talking about, I don't even know what y'all talking about. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand what they're talking about in the music that my son listens to. It's not that I haven't tried to listen to it. I don't understand it. I don't want to listen to drug use. I'm not a proponent of drug use because I lived through the crack era. So I'm not getting ready to sit up and listen to music that promotes drug use. So yeah, I'm gonna have something to say about that. So, perhaps I start looking uncool as a dad when I start leveling criticisms about some things that may take me back to a bad place in my growing up.
Yeah. Well, Big Mike, I know you. We kind of on the topic of music, and I even say this, bro. I grew up in a Christian household, and I still seen how music changed. Like, bro, my boy said, you came up where I came up, Negro spirituals, Canton spirituals, and I remember when Kirk Franklin hit. Bruh, the Christian community was on fire. We got to get him out of here. He too radical. He too wild. Stomp was hard. But the point was, it was.
Yes, it was hard.
But the point is, we seen...
CJ was in there stomping.
Stomp!
Facts.
Let the people say.
Come on, man. But yeah, man, I seen it myself. And you seen the difference of the generations where it was everybody got to follow the code, and you had this one rap, and he really wasn't radical, but his music to them was. And that's what the disconnect is too. Big
Yeah.
Mike, you hit it dead on, because even with some of the Z's, like, bro, what I'm about to say gonna be crazy to the Z's. I don't know one NBA YoungBoy record, but to them, he's a god.
I
Yeah,
told
it's
y'all,
Tupac, bro.
I
I don't
told
know
y'all,
about
young boy is Michael Jackson to the youngest, bro.
Yeah, bro.
CJ told me that. I'm like, Michael Jackson. Then I started looking, bro. These folks love
If he
this
drop a video right now, in 1 hour, it's gonna be 500,000 views.
Really?
It might be more than that. They love that
Easy,
boy.
it
I
might-
don't know.
Hey,
I don't
They
know not
love
one
that
hook.
boy.
I don't know nothing about that boy.
and then I
Yeah.
say this too. There has been a war waged on us through
Oh, yeah.
music and media. We know that. Since
That's
then.
a fact.
So this has happened in the interim. So before, when music was used to uplift and do things, there's since been a war waged on us using music, and that happened in the early 90s.
Hank, I mean, you're kind of quiet, bro. What's going on, brother?
What up, though, Hank?
He
What's
just
up,
ate.
brother? Hey man, what's
Yes.
happening? I'm just listening, baby. I'm just listening. You know, what I'm
We
saying?
know
I'm
you
listening.
got solid input on this.
Yeah, what's the what's your thing? What's the disconnect between?
Don't talk about Sir Mix a lot either. You know, I like big butts and shit. Eating ass.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, but man, I think once it went hardcore rap, I think that's when we lost our parents. You know what I'm saying? I think that's when you got into the 90s, early 90s, when you got NWA and you got 2 Live Crew. When you got to that hardcore rap, I think that's when they really lost them. Because like my man said, Mike said, our parents came up. Because what you talking about? The first rap album was about 75.
Curtis Blow.
Yeah, early 70s. Yeah,
Yeah,
before I was born.
before Curtis Blow, it was Grandmaster Flash. I mean, that was one of the old ones. Sugar Hill Gang was one of the old ones.
Yeah,
I mean, and those guys came up in the early 70s, and I know my dad and them, they was in their prime.
Yeah.
So they came up on rap. It's not that they didn't come up on it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, once it went hardcore, I think that's when it lost them. You know, and that's when the crossover happened.
Yeah, it became
But
weaponized.
Yeah. But like y'all said, man, any rap after 2010, I don't vibe with, man.
Me either, for the most part.
I don't vibe with it.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
either for
gonna
the
sit
most
up and say none, because some of the stuff out here is dope. They got some artists out here that are different. Even some that are talking that bullshit that are different. They got nice beats. They got a nice style. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely weird, man. It's different, man. You know, it's different.
It's one thing to have a couple hot artists, but it's another thing when most of the culture is garbage. Like the producers is fire. The producers are fire. They've increased, but it's just like, even like I said this before. We have some people that like the storytelling in rap. Other people like the technicality and the craft. I'm on that. But then even with me, I'm like, I don't want to hear you rap just to be putting a rhyme together. Like, I want to hear some content. These niggas, all the story they want to tell is that they the same nigga from the other 70 songs that you do drugs and you sell drugs and don't want nobody shoot you and you'll run up and shoot everybody. Like, nobody don't keep hearing that bullshit. And I think I'm more connected because like my older brother was 13 when I was born. So I was around a lot of old people. So I thought music from like the 70s was like the normal thing. Right. Like, I thought that was like the standard music. And then like once our music went off at the end of the day with you know, the oldies came on, like I was surrounded by older music. My mother would play Phyllis Hyman all day. And then we would listen to Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. Like 90% of the music was R&B and oldies for me. You know what I'm saying? So
cleaning up on Sunday and Saturday and shit.
Right. They're not getting that. They're getting NBA YoungBoy and Soulja Boy.
And then everybody's hand is shaped like a goddamn gun now. And they pointed at each other. Mm-hmm. You got to remember also our music that we shared. I'm talking about the X and the Boomers. Mm-hmm. The music that we shared with them, it had a whole lot to do with having a good time. A lot of when they say slow music, it was really slow social music. It was actually telling you exactly what a man was feeling at his time. Sometimes the man was trying to get with a woman that wasn't trying to get with him. Sometimes he got his heart broken. Sometimes he ended up, loving that woman. Sometimes he was cheating on that woman. It was always explaining what we were feeling at that time. And it actually promoted a lot of hypergamy. A lot of it. Chivalry was big in that type of music. It got to a point that when it started getting into the late 80s and the 90s, they still had that music, but it started going towards men being more boastful about how many women.
Like Ice Cube, how old is he? If you don't mind me asking.
Ice Cube was about 53.
Yeah.
Shotgun,
he right there.
shotgun bullets is bad for your health. Real romantic. Real romantic.
No, so the thing was that we still had a big variety of music. If you listen to Ice Cube, this is the thing. Ice Cube got what they call canceled, right? When he started talking about militant shit.
Like fuck the police.
You listen to Gorillas in the Mist. You listen to the group that he had called Lynch Mob. They were talking about us actually taking our shit back.
Right.
They were talking about what was going on. The same shit that you got Kanye talking about right now. Cube was the one talking about it first.
Right.
P.E. was the ones talking about it first.
That whole America Most Wanted album was
the America Most Wanted. It was killing.
Yeah,
it was out cold. He wasn't.
But he went Muslim though. I mean, I guess semi-Muslim. I mean, I don't know. There was
studying
rumors. There was rumors what he was or didn't, but yeah.
The Anti-Defamation League had a big problem with him being with Farrakhan. I remember that.
Yeah.
They had a big problem with conscious rap in the first place. But I'll say this about the difference, and you brought up a good point, JT. Is we had music that when you did your first slow dance with a girl, you were actually doing a slow dance about a song about love or a song about, they've taken the courtship out of your music, and we wonder why we're having problems getting married. There's no courtship in music. It's either gonna come beat this pussy up, or you're gonna come ride.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
R&B now. We wake up in the morning. I'm here in Atlanta, man. We wake up in the morning to the Young Jock show on the radio, dude. You're hearing chicks talking about they got that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Eat the booty. It's all going on.
Big Mike. Like y'all, like the old generation would be like, I want to make your waterfall flow. Our generation, like, let's get that pussy wet. It's straight to it. It's raw.
Right. And they've taken the courtship away from y'all.
Yeah.
You can't go slow dance with your first slow dance with a girl isn't gonna be to a Luther Vandross song. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be to these songs that are talking about real deal relationships, deep love, and these emotions that humans have to feel in order to be complete.
Yeah.
So that's another destructive part that you don't understand about the music. Here's trouble.
What the hell going on?
Oh shit!
That's when the
nobody told me this is going on.
How you get up here there?
Hey, I'm that dude. That's why.
Should you be somewhere asleep on the show or something?
You know what? I don't sleep on live.
Right.
The hell you didn't.
Nigga, please.
When?
He did last night.
That might hit that.
I don't remember this.
Man.
I have no memory of this. Hey, I told you earlier last night I was tired.
Hey, but on a serious note, man, when's the last time y'all been to a club and they played a slow jam though?
Yeah.
They don't play it anymore.
It's rare. Love songs. It happens, but it's rare.
Yeah,
no one makes love songs anymore either.
It depends on where you go, man. Depends on where you go.
What new love song is coming up?
If you heard one that's at a private party or something, it's not like a legitimate regular club or joint like that. There's somebody throwing a party there and they request a couple of slow jam songs. Other than that, the average club ain't throwing no slow jam on, man. So
the club now is just a bunch of girls twerking and shit, don't want to be touched.
Yeah, I mean every song is
humping each other.
You know what I'm saying? By the second song you tired. You like, man, I gotta take.
By the end of the first song, you're pregnant. That chick is pregnant.
Real funny.
I was told that in the club.
Shout out to Ted. Bye.
I haven't been to the club in I don't know how long, but I was told that in the clubs now they playing regular songs and they giving money to chicks for them dance.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
I
don't
just
understand
ready to go
that.
to a strip club. Fuck all that.
Like
So,
a regular
look,
club. That's
the
crazy.
club, even the way it's set up now, is not set up to be social. If you go to a nightclub, if you look at how it's set up, you're gonna spend about $50 before you even get in the door. Once you get in there, you still, if you want to sit down, if you want to be comfortable, you're gonna have to pay $50 to $150 just to get you a spot. It's gonna cost even more to get you a VIP in a fucking club.
Yeah.
So it's not even set up in the bar. If you ever see where the bar is set up, it's right there when you first walk in. You can see it. It's in the middle. The DJ used to be in the middle. The DJ is hidden. The music is too fucking loud, and the bass is too goddamn low. It fucks with your chakras.
Hey, Jay.
The way the clubs were supposed to be was for people to be social with each other.
Somebody tell Noob to close his mouth.
It's the way that it was supposed to be social. It was supposed to be where when you see a woman sitting down, if you single, you go ask her to dance, she's going to oblige that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how people, you know, they from vibrations, this is how we get a chance to just celebrate, even if you just celebrating the weekend. People used to live for the weekend, bro. And when guys used to go out, man, we used to dress so we can impress women.
Of dress.
When women used to go out, they dress so they can impress men. Now it ain't none of that shit.
Can I speak on dress? Cause y'all real hard on these niggas wearing these tight jeans and weird pants. But can somebody explain Prince to me?
Here's the thing: Prince is a fucking weirdo and suspect. Now,
they finna get mad now.
Prince did not have his ass out. You didn't have to see Prince's dirty fucking boxer briefs in the back of his ass.
He had assless chaps.
Dude,
one time.
But what I'm telling you is that was a concert for a performance.
Hey, Mike, they don't even wear
all right, delicious ass.
Basketball shorts. Every one of them wear basketball shorts that actually wear underwear.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Hey, man.
That never happened.
I can tell you the difference between that Prince and what y'all got going on. Prince never had
You can pull up the Isaac brothers. They had blouses on. The Isaac brothers
had
world class. He said,
You got to wear basketball shorts under your jeans right now, don't you? That's how y'all roll.
But it ain't never been a man that seen Prince and said, I'm about to go get that shit he got. That we understood that Prince was a motherfucking, he was a unicorn. Every man, I'm going to tell you, I done seen some of the hardest motherfucking dudes. When that music play.
Come on, JT.
We did what?
Listen.
Y'all crown.
Hold on.
We always said he was weird. Every man will tell you the nigga is weird, but he was a genius, a musical genius. That's all that shit was. You ain't never seen a bunch of fucking men wearing chapless ass out pants.
But the thing
that's
is,
an extreme case. But let's just stop.
Yeah. But y'all niggas go to jail and
the 70s,
second pants advertising ass and come out here doing the same thing.
But the 70s happened. The 70s happened.
Exactly. It happened.
You couldn't tell the difference between the man pants and the girl pants, whether it was corduroys or not, because y'all had
talking about the high waters.
It was real tight around the thighs and the bell bottoms. Y'all look like the same person.
So all right, Starsky and Hutch.
World class. Think about it. Everybody.
And then y'all would have fucked.
It don't matter if he'll take.
It happened.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Y'all were bumping the Bee Gees back then, staying alive.
Young Thug can take your girl too. Like
it was just like a certain group of dudes wore every group wore. They all wore.
That's what I'm saying.
Staying alive.
With these young dudes now, there's no way I'd be caught with them skinny ass nut hanger pants.
Oh, so the pants
out there like it. You're gonna get all them young guys wearing that shit.
Here we go.
As a man, I've never worn skinny jeans, and I never will.
It's not the.
Hey, CJ, I was a Michael Jackson fan, and back in those days, either you like Michael Jackson or you like Prince. You very rarely find somebody who like both of them.
So what are you saying, Big Mike?
That's true.
I like
the girls like them.
I like both of them, but I'll say this: it's not the tightness of the pants that's the problem.
Yes, it is.
It's really not. It's really when you can see your goddamn thighs where they separate.
What about seeing your ass?
Talk about the thigh meat.
Right.
That's
You could see Prince's ass. Like, what are we
You know
talking about?
we can pull up Soul Train, right?
You know how many young niggas?
Oh hell no! What we know? What you send me the link for? What the hell is this?
Marcus, hold on. Do you know how many young dudes' asses I've seen today in Atlanta? I can't even.
Right.
It was straight ass though. It ain't like the top. It was his whole cheeks was in this. I can't
But you
even
talk
say
about
this shit
Prince.
wrong.
You don't. But this is the thing.
What's
You're
up?
not
That was
talking
one
about a
outfit.
bunch of men
That was one
following
outfit
Prince. Y'all got a bunch of men following one motherfucker.
We
You
really
talking about
don't
one
though.
dude.
You really don't.
Don't.
We really
Hold
don't.
on. If I may interject, y'all got a bunch of dudes following gays, and y'all cleaned out straight.
Whoa.
So my
young
thing
ones.
is this:
Oh, time out,
It's
time out, time
Generation
out.
Z at
Easy,
best.
easy on
no,
that.
that's y'all. It's
No.
a fact. What do you mean easy on
Who
what?
is
It's
y'all?
a fact.
Who is
I'm
y'all?
an 80s baby. We was
Put a-
almost
put a-
the
put a
only.
date on it.
We was
Put a
almost
date
the
on it.
only masculine fucking
No
generation.
bullshit. Generation
Out of
X
every-
is masculine.
So look,
Mandrell, I own Wrangler jeans. I still got a pair or two in the closet
Well,
somewhere.
you're Mexican.
Oh,
You don't count.
So you're
right?
supposed to have cowboy pants
hold on,
on.
everybody.
Hold
You're
on,
supposed to have cowboy pants
Hold
on.
on,
You're
hold
a
on,
Mexican.
Hold up. So let's put it back in perspective
I'm
because
trying
I
to
do
give you
want
some
to. I do want to.
perspective.
It's okay.
Andrea.
Listen, I'm trying. Let's get it this way. When it came down to the dress, man, it was some weird ass shit. I ain't gonna even lie. If you look at Soul Train, it was some weird ass shit. However, see, you guys get a chance to see it from that point. You got to still see that was still TV. When you seen it in everyday life, people didn't dress like that in everyday life. Y'all dress like that. The same shit you wear where you go play basketball at is the same place you will wear that shit in a fucking club nowadays. They don't even know how to dress up. Let's keep it let's keep it a buck.
It ain't about we know how to dress
No,
up.
listen, you
Times
gotta-
have changed.
Bro, you gotta listen.
We know
to
how
me.
to style shit. That's the
Listen,
difference.
Absolutely not.
You gotta listen
So
to
J-
me.
JT, hold on though, JT, if I might say
One
something.
mic,
You
y'all.
ain't know
One
how to
mic.
style. You ain't know how to work that.
Wait,
shit,
JT.
bro.
you
You
gotta
gotta wear that shit.
No, hold on.
It's a difference.
Listen to me. You got to remember, you wasn't there. I'm just trying to give perspective of it.
Okay.
You wasn't there.
Okay.
I'm here, nigga. We see what's happening. It's a big difference. So what I'm
DJ.
saying is this: when you talking about how we have styles and all these different things, I get it. It was when I look at this shit, I be like, damn, nigga. I mean, that's just what it was. But let's talk about the mindset. The fucking
Y'all
mindset.
think it's okay.
There's no difference
Shut up, man.
in a
bro.
woman and in a man when it comes down to the mindset.
Yep.
All the way to the dress. We never, this is the craziest thing. We never allowed that whole pussyfoot ass shit in our circles. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Them transformers, the motherfucking posers, all those fuck ass motherfuckers that's out here sitting back talking about, I got this motherfucker now. I tricked his ass. Now he gay because he didn't know that I was a woman.
I'm gonna have to ask you relax.
Hold on, wait a
I'm gonna have to
minute.
ask-
What's my?
No, go ahead. I want to hear word class.
Okay.
I'm had to ask you relax because y'all generation of women got outlandish in the first 10, if not 15 homosexuals that I seen in my life came through by some female in my family doing her hair in a salon. Like we always was forced to be around that crazy stuff. And where it was cool to have a little gay friend, especially coming out of the 80s.
Damn.
So that wasn't really our fault.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about fault. I'm just giving it. Look, things start from somewhere, right?
Yeah, y'all want to give me the solo screen?
So
No.
I could give it to
Shit.
you. Hold on, because I want to hear. I want to hear my man.
Damn.
That's Ronald Owsley in the front.
No, it's
Hey.
me. It's me.
Hold
CJ.
on. That's Tez right
Not
there.
Ted
Hold
Fire.
on, let me-
Taz,
It's
the
the sweet
Ted.
picture. It's the sweet.
Damn,
picture.
where the fuck you went? Right here, bro. Oh,
Right next to Tez, you blind.
Yeah,
you
with
got
all
two
them-
eyes
with
and
all them
still can't
girls.
see.
With all them girls, fat sister girls.
Right.
all right. So
What the hell?
hold on.
Man,
Hold
come
on,
man.
bro. Hold on.
Niggas got high heels on.
Relax, bro.
What
Relax.
you talking about?
If y'all know, most there's only 2 people in this picture that's still living,
Wait a
right?
minute. This nigga got that shit tied.
Relax, bro. Relax. This motherfucker has always been called out. We've always called him out. This Ronald and this guy right here is the only brothers that's left. Everybody else has died. That guy right there still dresses the same fucking way.
Yeah.
He's 70, about almost 80 years old, playing that motherfucking guitar or whatever. Again, these are goddamn stars. These motherfuckers, these are what we call rock stars.
Right.
Of course, we call it out ourselves. We was calling it out then.
Hey man, hey, look.
And then hold on.
We was calling that shit out again. I can't listen what I can't do.
Y'all
I
see
can't
the
sit
still
back
keep
and
calling that out.
I can't explain that shit away. All I can tell you is that motherfuckers were being called out too.
Hey JT, let me ask Rob and World Class.
Y'all saying it's a mentality though, right?
Hold on,
That's the difference. Now I was asking the question real quick.
No,
is it the mentality?
It's definitely a mentality.
It's
definitely a mentality. I'll say this. I'm not trying to be rude to the younger generations, but y'all are way more accepting of things than we were. But like I said,
that's true.
One thing that all those gentlemen were doing, it don't matter how tight the clothes were. You did not see one of them niggas' asses. And that's the problem, man.
I don't want to see a nigga cleavage either.
That's
offensive.
That's offensive to old women. That's offensive to younger women. Don't nobody want to see your ass. Nobody wants to see your drawers.
No.
Nobody wants to see that, bro. Like if you got your pants up around your waist where they supposed to be, niggas tripping up trying to run from the police. Y'all the most crime committing ass niggas with your pants sagging, tripping up and getting caught by the police because your pants falling down. All we're saying is it's a proper way to wear clothes that's not offensive. And plus that's some prison slave butt broken shit that y'all
was dressing like their mamas.
Yeah, I got a question to Noble and Rob up there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, you first. Rob, how many suits do you own?
Probably like one or two.
Noble?
I do all of them away.
Okay.
Do not tell us.
See, there you go. Testify. You're a church going man, so I expect a decent amount from you.
Zero.
Rob said he only has one suit. He wears it to a funeral, and that's it. Now, Tez, how many suits do you own?
Zero.
What's the point?
CJ, I'm afraid to ask.
He got you.
I say this. I got like dress shirts and
I asked you about a suit, motherfucker, not about your dress shirts.
He trying to trap you. Don't even. Just
how many suits do you own?
Hey man.
It's a good play, man, Dre.
Okay, no.
I'm not a high value. I'm not a high value man.
I got you. Hink. You own any suits, brother?
Yes, I do.
How many you own?
I got 5.
There we go. Big Mike drop. What you got?
I got 3.
Yeah. Boy, you see the difference?
How many you got,
All right, I
got 2, and Big Mike got 3.
I got 5.
Y'all niggas
I already knew JT.
I got 5.
I got a question.
I'm telling y'all, he actually got a really good point.
All right, I got a question. How many of y'all suits is tailored?
Mine, all of them.
All mine
Every
are.
single one.
All mine are.
Every single one.
Man,
I'm
saying that on my page.
I have to get a
Every single one.
Every suit I got.
Yeah, that's why I thought. That's why I thought mine's waiting not tailored.
I can't.
Then go get them tailored.
No, it was wrong size and everything.
Oh, that's what the tailor's for.
I like y'all niggas. I know how to lose weight, so I lost weight.
Excuses.
So you
ain't got no suits, nigga.
I ain't gotta wear a suit. I can dress like well.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah, what's the suits got to do with this?
Can you explain the mentality y'all talking about? Like the difference. I'm talking about in the dress, just strictly the dress. What's the difference in the mentality and what you're wearing? I feel like you're wearing some sweet shit is sweet, regardless of what you.
I ain't wearing sweet shit.
I don't care if you can tell me the Pythagorean theorem, nigga. If you got some sweet pants on, you got some sweet pants on.
If all pair of pants ain't inviting a nigga to your ass.
There we go.
Unless you talking about Prince.
But how many? I don't. But that's like a small few though. Like I don't.
32 little niggas I seen today with dreads and they ass out.
Like I'm not denying you on it. Like it's stupid. It
It's
is stupid.
I don't see Prince.
You can really tie that
it
style.
ain't really feminine though. It's just
That
disgusting.
shit is fucking homosexual.
That shit disgusting.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
feminine
yeah.
though.
No, but you,
No, it's definitely feminine, bro.
When did they stop doing it? When did they stop doing it? What age they had to be before they stopped doing it?
all of that
They
stuff
need to
that
stop
you're
it
talking about,
immediately.
you can bring that down to one person, and that's Lil Wayne. Before
No,
Lil Wayne blew up from Hot Boys, niggas wasn't doing that like that. It wasn't a thing like that. Like
Yeah, it
when you
was.
look through rap, no, it wasn't. No, if you look
So-
at NWA, all the gangster rappers, they didn't wear. Jay-Z and them ain't wear his pants off his ass and all that. All them people that you claim created gangster rap didn't have their pants off their ass. That one little trash
I have a
ass,
different perspective on that.
that one little trash ass little boy named Lil Wayne is what created this drug culture, being on drug culture, that this tattoos on the face, like all that's stupid.
Right.
It's just one person.
Oh, you
fuck
talking
with
about
you.
his
It's like
image.
Prince.
You talking about
I
his
fuck
image.
with you on
Okay.
that world
You
class.
talking about his
Everything
image.
about him is garbage.
Okay.
It's just that one trash dude. Outside of that's where it came from. His blowing up, it just came from him. Even 50 Cent ain't wear his pants off his ass. It's just the one dude from New
All right,
Orleans.
we got another person up in here, man. My man, Rudy. What's going on, Big
My
Man?
guy.
What's happening?
Rudy.
All right, man.
Rudy.
Hey, man, let's get some damn order in this goddamn house because this shit
Yes,
done went
sir.
all over the place, man.
Read that comment.
I want to have the conversation so we can have understanding of one another first and foremost, man. And you know, we could go back and talk about all the bullshit.
Yeah, we gotta
in
reel
each
it
other's
in.
yeah. So I really want to get some real conversation going right now. Rob, take it off, man. Take it away, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, so you know we got so shout out to Rudy and my boy JVJ just came in the building.
Shout out JVJ.
What up, though, my boy? So let me ask both of y'all this because we was talking about the disconnect. What do you guys think the disconnect between millennials, Generation X, and Z? Start with you, Rudy.
Oh, the big disconnect, the older generation to me, personally, in my head, a lot of them stuck in their ways. They think that their generation was the best generation there ever was to walk the earth.
Not mine.
So when the new generation comes with things, it's like, all right, this is stupid. Like, nope, well, that ain't how we did it back in my day. Don't make sense.
No, it's
Like
just y'all shit just stupid. That's
Bro,
all
eat
it's
your
to it.
damn snacks and let that man finish.
You see what I'm saying?
No, yeah,
It's
man,
like,
go
Drink
finish eating your
little
nuts.
juice, drink your little Capri Sun, young man, and calm down.
Eat your
You
little
see what I'm
snack
saying?
pack of nuts.
This is what we talking about. You little young bastards ain't got no goddamn respect.
You ain't goddamn.
You ain't got no respect. You just
You're the size of a child.
That's
And
it
these
right
think
there.
we're wrong.
There you go. That's it right there.
Do you just had to kill a mosquito?
Those platforms trying to
He's
run
he's a man-sized child. What the
How
fuck?
the fuck did you guess that? God damn. Good
man.
guess. I'll
He
tell you
just-
that.
he just
Go-
proved
All
it
right,
right there.
go ahead,
Good
Rudy.
guess.
Go ahead, Rudy.
How the fuck you
It's
know
always
that?
the
For
Alaskan.
real.
I'm on mute.
It's always the
Don't
Alaskan
worry.
guy trying to interrupt a Dawson guy. Same
It
typical stuff.
happens, man. Cold game, man.
Because y'all niggas insignificant.
Yeah.
See,
Go ahead, Rudy. I got
can't have no real conversation with this guy.
No,
Going to the
man,
bottom.
it's
Right.
like I said, is the older generation they stuck in their ways. They think that their generation had the best everything, and all the
Preach.
new things are stupid. And that's why we're gonna always butt heads with the older generation, no matter what it is.
Yeah, because y'all dumb.
If it's
Man,
sports,
drill. God
like,
damn.
What make us dumb?
What the fuck?
and this
What
is
make
the
us dumb?
thing. This is the thing. So check this out. Check
You
this
make
out.
horrible decisions.
What's
And you don't
horrible
li-
decision? Because
and
I
you
really
don't
want to
listen to
learn.
shit.
What's the
Guys,
horrible
we got a
decision?
guest in the building, man. Come on now.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not
Yeah.
you, motherfucker.
One
I
man with
appreciate
manners.
that, Tez. Bye.
I muted him. He gonna
So-
unmute it, but I muted
So
him.
like one of the big connects with me and my dad, for one. Great relationship, but he feels like I need a 9-to-5 401k. I need to make sure I know that I got a paycheck coming every Friday. You know, it's get you a job, get you a job, get you a job. All right, entrepreneurship, yeah, okay, I heard that, but men get jobs because this is the only way to make money. Like, I know it's the internet out there, and you can make money off letting slime just fall in front of a screen and putting it on YouTube,
Facts.
or telling some little kid, "Hey, this box here is the best thing going. If you open it up, something pops out. Tell your parents to buy it. This kid is making $100 million a year, but because I'm an old head, I ain't worried about the internet. But UPS."
Yeah, the value.
Yeah, men get our hands dirty.
Get a hand, yeah.
So,
Hands dirty. All this stupid ass.
Yeah, it's like a lot in sports. It's gonna always be a battle with Jordan and whoever come next. It don't matter who it is. Jordan, you can say Jordan was the most selfish ball player in the world. You can say Jordan. It don't matter. But Jordan
He's still the best.
Exactly. You can say, man, Jordan was not an all-around ball player.
You out your goddamn mind.
You see what I'm saying? And now we
because you are.
That shows multiple people are passing Jordan. LeBron.
No, they're not. No, they're not. LeBron is nowhere near Jordan. Stop.
I'm not okay. That's
we ain't about to talk about Jordan, dog.
No.
We ain't about to talk about Jordan.
No one has surpassed Jordan yet. If Kobe couldn't do it, none of the rest of you sucked. I'm sorry, motherfucker.
Oh my God, can you not?
I'm not. I mean, that's about it to always go
rest
on.
my case.
Yep.
And if you
actually proved this point,
if you put LeBron and say LeBron is this, and he done did everything past Jordan, one thing they're gonna say is he got more rings.
More rings,
so
which is a team accomplishment.
Exactly. And he ain't even the one that got the most rings.
Well, LeBron stacked his team way more times, though. LeBron stacked his team way more.
Let's not do this.
Let's do this. Yeah, right. Let's not do this.
They got more than LeBron.
Yeah, right. Yeah, JBJ.
Andrew, you proving this point right there.
And this is what I'm saying.
No, not. See, you're too stupid to understand. You're too stupid to come
But let us explain what makes us stupid. Let us
and
learn.
Statistical analysis and things like that.
So tell us what's stupid, because we here to learn what the solution. Like
the thing is, I'll tell you this. Here's my honest assessment. Without me playing around and joking, I'll be serious for a minute. There are very few people that I see that I've met who are 35 and below, who are prepared for either this world today or what's to come. One of them's on this panel. Okay, I'm actually impressed with this person. But the rest of you, I don't know where this lack of knowledge comes from. It's just like you just don't know anything. And so when I talk to them, Rob, I've been trying to figure that out. I could blame the parents, so I can blame the father's not being in the home, or the mother's the way she raised them, not giving them a proper attention, not focusing on the right things. Maybe it's a lack of motivation with the younger generations, not only your generations, but the ones coming up behind y'all. I have no clue where this lack of knowledge comes from, but there's shit that y'all supposed to know at 25 that people don't know.
But
you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing at 30. There's certain things at 30 y'all supposed to know, but you don't know. And I'm just like, do you not want to know? And that's the part that gets me, is that they know that they don't know, and they're comfortable being ignorant. That's the part that drives you out the wall.
No,
and I'm just like,
man,
what?
Every generation though.
But Mandrea,
people in y'all generation just as stupid.
Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me say this. Hey, Poppy, check your IG, bro. Check your IG.
Hey man,
JBJ
young niggas want to teach us.
There you go.
Young niggas want to come in the game and teach us something, and that's so disrespectful.
And we never did. In my generation, we never did that. We shut the fuck up and listen.
What did you teach your father?
We taught our parents about technology. We taught our parents how to use technology. That's the only thing we could teach them. Other than that, they taught us everything. The only thing we could teach them was how to use some new technology. We couldn't teach them anything. They taught us. So young dudes come in trying to teach us. That's just mad disrespectful. That's why we don't really fuck with y'all. We'll keep.
What you mean?
Can I say something real quick, Rob?
What are we trying to teach? That's a problem.
Can I say, or Jay?
Hold on. Wait, y'all didn't let JBJ get in there. He
against.
Okay.
He just sitting there. Where your 8-ball at? I know he got that 8-ball right there on this side. There it is, right there. That's an old nigga. Right there.
You got a brother sitting there drinking 8-ball for no fucking reason.
JBJ is a goddamn. I'm gonna tell you right now, JBJ, he a baby boomer. He got 8-ball.
He drink like an old man.
Go ahead, bro.
What you got, bro?
It John tripped me out. It seemed like it's like a battle of the ages and stuff. I'll get the old head some props on this. Like some of the stuff that these young kids out here doing, like I don't know what the fuck. I don't understand the sagging your pants. I don't understand wearing skinny jeans. I don't understand feminizing yourself as much as it is. But that really comes down from one simple problem. and I know the old heads gonna get mad at me about this. Either y'all niggas weren't around for the kids, either the mother kept y'all away from the kids, but them kids grew up. A lot of these kids right now are growing up without no fucking leadership, and that's why the shit's gone downhill. Every generation where this shit gets worse and worse and worse, that's a lack of the men before them doing their goddamn job.
Yeah. And we changing it. We want to change it.
But I feel, you know, I feel all the arguments.
Y'all got to have kids first.
I got it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we got
Once y'all
kids.
have kids, that's where y'all change it. Y'all can't change the generation before you.
Oh hell no! It's not about trying to. It's not about trying to change them. Like that's the whole point. We can't go back and make an old dog learn new tricks. I think that goes without being said. But I'm saying these kids need fathers around, and I'm not. Look, I understand all the circumstances because I talk about a lot of that shit over on my side. But the reason that these kids are the way they are is because men have been pussified. The generation that came before us didn't put their foot down to stop the bullshit. And now we're kind of dealing with it, like me and Rob in this space at our age and shit, talking about this stuff, trying to fix it. But it's gonna come after we have kids. The kids that we have are gonna be the ones that have changed the shit. So I agree with that too.
Y'all support the show if you're in the chat, man. Make sure y'all support What We Know podcast, man.
Can I add a perspective real quick?
Let me say, well, go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I was just gonna add a perspective to Big Mike. Like, for example, my parents, especially my dad, he wasn't born in this country. He immigrated to this country with a low level of education, and he didn't really know how to really do even some of the math level. He was limited to. He couldn't really speak English. And then my mother, she got out of high school in Mexico. Even though she was born in the States, she grew up in Mexico as well. So when they both came over to the country, and I'm obviously second generation Mexican here in American, I had to teach them how to read, how to write English, how to do math, how to help them with their bills and accounting. And so there were still things I had to teach them besides the technology as growing up and stuff. And so that's just like something that like I noticed maybe some people, whatever part of the world you're coming from, and there's even people here that struggle on that as well. And so sometimes the parents go to the kids and they ask them for help on something. So that's just a perspective to have.
I get that, and I'm not saying that I can't learn anything from a young person.
Right.
How you come off. Like when we were young, we would never go up against dudes in the older generation and act like we're supposed to be equal with them. We would never do that. We would never roll off in no spot with no old heads talking about what they did wrong and how they need to do this and that for us and all of that. No, you have to humble yourself when you're in the presence of people that are older than you. It's about an ultimate. It's a foundational respect for those who are older than you. Hey, they made mistakes. They went through something different than you did. You can't take today's mind. I'm a historian. You cannot take your today's mind and read history and apply history to today's mind because you're gonna misconstrue shit. You see what I'm saying?
Well, Big Mike, are you saying they should be? Big Mike, are you saying they should be respected for their age?
You goddamn right. The Bible says
bullshit. That's where the conversation. That's where the conversation will go off the rails. This is what needs to be understood on both ends. Like if on both ends, it's the same ratio. To not find a person in the 70s, to find a person born in the 70s, 60s, and back that isn't garbage with bullshit information is very rare. To find somebody born in the 80s and 90s that isn't garbage is very rare. Following on what Big Mike just said. I've watched people do what you just said, and they're on heroin today. Like we talk a lot, both ends, but we're all losers. We're not good. We can beat our chest, my generation, but on our watch and on y'all watch before a game became our watch, y'all watched 24,114,000 children be murdered on your watch. So it's a lot of this happening, but it's not enough fucking results for us to have so much pride. We're failures. We're all a bunch of pussy ass niggas. Everybody that's born today. So cut the bullshit on both ends because we don't have the results.
No, that's a fact.
You're so proud.
That's a fact. But I would like the younger generation to step in and take part in that.
We already doing that.
I need everybody to take.
Let him explain. Let him explain.
Part of that. I need everybody to step in and take part of that.
What does that look like?
What do you mean? What does it look like? It looks like coming to the damn forefront and taking some accountability and not talking about what some old nigga didn't do for you.
Okay, I think you can
that's
do.
what I'm saying. Y'all come in like, man, y'all should have did this and y'all didn't do this. That's the first thing out y'all mouth is what somebody else.
Because it's a fact. Like, but I don't use it. I don't use it as a reason not to move forward and get better. Yeah. But when okay, look, so this way y'all old heads
that don't know you.
And you doing this, but
what's the old nigga that don't know you supposed to do for you, CJ?
The whole point of the old man thing coming up was the simple fact it was a response to what y'all said about the young generation.
Right,
it wasn't that we came out the gate swinging and saying, man, these old heads. No, it was a response to like, I don't know why these kids are like that because y'all old heads didn't get them in line.
You expect us to accept the disrespect. Like,
it's not the old days. I'm not respecting no man just because he's older than me. I respect the man that shows results and has success. I'm not respecting the bum just because he's 83 years old. I respect you when you show me something to respect. And if you give me something to respect, you get it.
But that's a problem right there, JJ.
That's why a lot of y'all can't keep the bag for longer than 33.
I don't know about that.
I didn't say that. I don't agree with him there.
Look at the niggas that's getting the bag that's getting knocked off left and right. Because y'all ain't got no respect for older people.
That's them young heads. That one seem like some little kids.
But those are the younger heads younger than us, though.
I'm trying to explain it. I'm trying to explain to y'all one thing.
Go ahead, Workclass.
This is red Bob's lipstick. Red lipstick vibes. She just the other day had the same shit go on, right? On her channel with the women. This shit that we having right now, this is a female conversation and a female beef. They started this stupid shit. They don't have no respect for that. They're the ones who, these are chicks in modern day time who say they not as weak as their ancestors and their grandmothers. We don't say shit like that.
Right.
We know our generation don't got no Deion Sanders. Cannot stretch, get up and run a 4-2. We already know y'all. We don't got no Will Chamberlain. We already know we not as talented and not as athletic as y'all because we don't work as much as y'all do. We don't. We don't.
You said the young people don't have that?
No, you don't.
Oh, y'all, you
don't know what. Stop.
Let's bring it back and listen to what he's saying and just stop. Just take what he's saying first, bro. Right. Then we can break that down.
Just listen. It's not even a question. It's just stuff you have to understand. If you look at Floyd, he's much more technical. He can't fuck with a Sugar Ray Leonard. He can't. He don't have the athleticism. So we don't have that, and we don't have that as a standard in our culture to amongst males to go. The older generation was weak. I'm not weak like the older generation. They got that bullshit. The females have that. They think they're smart enough in their mind, they're better than the older women that didn't have to work all day like they have to. They work fucking 40 to 60 hours more than the older generation to just not retire and to have less money and freedom. They have that bullshit ass beef. We don't have that shit. We don't have any reason to compete with the older generation. The only people that do is them with the bullshit feminism.
That's why.
Hey, look, my only pushback. Can I get some pushback on that?
Go ahead.
I know you don't want to devolve into sports and stuff. You did a Sugar Ray Floyd Mayweather comparison.
Two different.
And I'm talking athleticism.
The level. Okay, athleticism. Boxing is not even a sport that you would even do a comparison of athleticism anyways. That's a skill. That's a skill.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, the reason that I say that is
let's just not go down the sports hole.
No. I'm gonna just do this. He said something about a 4-3 when it came to Barry Sanders. The athletes are faster, stronger, more athletic, and they have higher durability now. A lot of the old heads didn't have the technology to help them out. So if you want to say they had to go through a more grueling path, yes, I give it to you. But with technology, these kids are light years ahead. You got kids in elementary school that play on the varsity team.
I got
they didn't have that shit back then.
Jay, and it's because of that grind. What we're trying to say is because of that grind, it formed our mindset. Going through that grind is supposed to get taking the easier way with the technology. You don't learn as much.
It kind of made people more lazy.
You don't learn as much or as fast as going through that grind.
I want to keep it on track.
Let me real quick. Let's say something real quick. They get all that. They bigger, stronger, faster, but you can't get them to not drive 150 miles down the damn a regular city road and kill somebody and fuck their career up.
That's an exception to the rule.
Hold on, let me ask you. Fine, I'm not trying to get into the weeds because I agree with Noble. Hold on, y'all. I'm not trying to get down into the weeds because I agree with Noble. We getting feminine out this bitch. Let's relax. I want to pose this question.
Speak for yourself.
Because I don't care, nigga. It's a collective, you oompa loompa looking ass nigga. But look,
I'm better than you niggas. I ain't like that.
That's fine, whatever. So look, the question I have is, you talk about the grunt work, having to grab transmissions with your bare hands, having to do stuff a tough, physical, hard way to go. Great. That made you strong, handy men. Do you think because you had a rougher path and we had more of a digital path, or a way of us being able to do things easier, do you think that makes your generation better? That's the question.
Yes.
Why?
A short answer.
Because y'all don't know how to do it.
The world doesn't do it anymore.
We know how to build apps.
The world doesn't do a lot of the things of old times anymore.
Listen, hold on, bro.
It's supposed to be easy for the next generation.
One mic.
They don't supposed to be hard.
Hey, transmissions are always gonna go bad. Tires are always gonna go flat. They're always gonna do that.
Yeah, and we know how to fix them.
Okay. No, but watch. Now watch this. Now watch this.
Smarter way.
It builds. The thing is,
nobody else knows how to fix them. You may know how to change them, but you don't know how to fix them.
Struggle, but listen. Struggle builds.
Hank,
character.
I gotta take in my tire shot.
Hold on, y'all. Hey, can y'all hold on, bro? Can y'all stop with the bullshit, bro? Like, fuck your little dumbass jokes. Let's get to the conversation. God
Struggle
damn.
builds character.
Yeah.
So what happens is that where we having a big miscommunication is it goes to what World Class was just saying. A lot of this shit is a bunch of women talking points.
It is.
There's not my generation. We didn't have to go and get on here and talk about what our parents didn't do for us. It didn't happen with us that way. We went out and we changed it. We tried to change it. And the problem is that we still understood that there was still a problem, and the problem was still getting worse. This is the reason why you got brothers like myself, you got brothers like Big Mike is out here, and you got Rudy. We are sitting back telling you guys that, listen, y'all got to be a little more vigilant on what's happening to y'all. It ain't just because your daddy wasn't there. It wasn't just because of that. It was because of a whole lot of other things. But now you got to do just like what we did. You do got to tough up, man up, learn, and adapt to what's happening to you so you can become a better person, period.
All right. So let me get in here. So this one of the things that, just like CJ said, this always been one of my biggest things too. Okay, you right. Y'all had to do it. Y'all had to figure it out, the transmission, whatever. That's cool. So why is it different if I learn it from YouTube and do it, technology, and you learn from your uncle to do it? What's the difference? If the job is still getting done, why does it matter if I learn from YouTube instead of you? What's the difference here?
The job ain't getting done. That's why you got women that's sitting back.
Long as you can do it for your mama, you good. It don't matter where you learned it from. Long as you can actually apply that and make that into something tangible to help somebody else, you've done what you need to do. Don't matter where you learned it from.
I would pose this question then on the same principle. But okay, we might not be as good as building a 700 R4 transmission, right? We might not be good at doing that, but we're building apps that's controlling your TV, controlling your living room lights. Like, you can say it. Does it not matter? Because it's a fucking multi-billion-dollar industry.
What the young people are doing, what the young people are doing we are adjusting to the time. Times are changing. We're adjusting to the time. Now we're building a transmission or getting a transmission fixed. You all in the older generation could do it. You all sit, y'all tear that joint apart, y'all put it back together, and that's like 6 hours out of your day. We don't want to lose 6 hours out of our day. We find a better way to do it because we're adapting to our time. We're realizing that time, you can't get that back. Time is precious. So we want to use our time as much as we can. Like we want to effectively. There we go. We want to use our time effectively. If I can get somebody to do this for me, I have the money to do it. This gives me more time to be with my kids, to teach my son something, to mentor this needed kid that's retarded, or one of these young cats that
Can't say that word, bro.
I'm sorry, forgive me. One of these young cats that don't got good guidance. Cause me growing up in the hood, of course I had my dad. He worked all day long. All day long. I'm in the hood. I got the old heads with the 40s kicking the knowledge, which is a whole bunch of bullshit. So I'm learning a whole bunch of bullshit. And if I wasn't a smart guy, I would be out there doing the dumb stuff that these old heads were telling me.
No, you're supposed to be, brother. This is the thing. This is the thing. You're supposed to build off of the knowledge that you get. Just
For
like,
sure.
so what JVJ was saying was that pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, that his respect has to be earned. Why not have respect just off the rip? Why is it not ingrained?
Now I will say it's not one of those.
But
my respect has to be earned. Things.
Watch me now.
Like I give everybody respect. My respect, you have to lose my respect. Yeah. That's how I am.
Right,
like
you lose it.
I will come to any old head and I will listen to them. But when they start talking that dumb stuff, I'm smart enough to know, this is why you still where you at. You're going nowhere.
Well, no, it's not about. See, the thing is that when you look at them that way in a judgment type of way, it still impedes what you need to get out of what they're saying. When you have somebody that's he can be a drunk, he can be a bum or whatever it is, and you're having a conversation with him, you should just be having a conversation with no judgment.
But no judgment. Let me clarify something.
You take out the meat. Hold on. You eat the meat, and you spit out the motherfucking bones.
Yes,
that's my whole thing. It's not when we talk about generational. You got to still understand it should be a transference, right? And no matter where a person is in their life, only thing that you have to do is you have to look at where they're at in their life. You don't judge them based off of where they're at in their life because you ain't got no control over that. If you're having a conversation, you keep the conversation right between y'all. Whatever the bullshit they talking, you should be able to decipher what's bullshit and what's real. That's the whole thing.
How long do you listen?
But when you talking about wait, hold on.
Let me finish.
But when you're talking about goddamn generational, let me ask y'all a question. Is it better or is it worse? Family-wise and monetarily?
Worse.
It's worse.
But I would also say family ain't too far off because our mamas didn't have that shit either.
But that's
can I clarify something real quick when it came to the respect thing?
Hold on, JVJ. I think I know you was about to say because I don't think JVJ is saying that they have to earn the respect. What he's saying is that a lot of time it come off disrespect from the old heads, and when it come off disrespect, that's when we lose the respect.
You get what you give.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a little pushback about how it's harder for us. Not harder for us when you said we don't know what do certain things, simple things, right? Okay, you're right. I don't disagree with you on that. But whose fault is it?
Y'all.
Because but you think about generation.
You can go on YouTube and learn how to do any damn thing else.
Wait. You think about generation, right? You have to generate.
You just said you can go on YouTube and learn whatever you want to learn. If you don't know it, it's your fault.
You know what he just said, right?
I'm trying to hold on. But your generation didn't teach most of us.
Go on YouTube.
How about that?
Go on YouTube.
I agree with what hold on. But like see this is where y'all old heads be killing me. Cause you acting like that old head not being there didn't matter. Yeah, we can learn it.
I act like my dad was there.
Yes.
The old head wasn't there for me either. I'm Generation X. I'm the first generation of niggas who was like latchkey children. We had to let ourselves in the house, bro. We ain't have daddies. You understand that? We have
to explain ourselves because, like I said, a lot of this shit it come off as disrespect.
No, I'm not being disrespectful.
Niggas will call us stupid. We don't know how to do this.
No, he's not talking about you, Big Mike. He's not talking about you, bro. He's talking about when they talk.
I'm talking about you, Big Mike. I'm just
talking about when they talk.
Y'all the exception, bro. We gotta remember this. We are the exception, bro. We not look, we're not attacking each other, bro.
Thanks.
Like, we just want to have the conversation. So I want to know. I told CJ and Tez, I want to learn. I want to be able to understand. That's our biggest disconnect because we're not willing to understand. We don't even want to take the time to understand. And like you said, like world class, we sound like women.
And
Rob,
here's ultimately what's going on.
It's one of those things. I ain't saying now. I just said about Ben Chiller.
Go ahead, bro.
I know what my man Rudy Rube said, talking about his dad said that's the folk. A lot of these cats, young cats, not even thinking about investing because y'all feel like y'all don't want to lose that out of y'all little bitty checks that y'all getting every week. So that's a problem right there. Sometimes you have a OG trying to say, hey man, y'all might want to start investing. Pay yourself. That's what an OG told me. Oh, white man. It wasn't even a black dude. This white dude taught me how to invest. So, I mean, it shouldn't matter. We shouldn't even worry about what color the OG is where we get the knowledge from, as long as we get it. An old white man told me how to invest and pay myself. I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't nowhere near thinking about it. Some of y'all are just now getting off your parents' insurance.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So now, all of a sudden, you taking another hit in your check because they rather go without insurance because they don't want to lose that little extra $60 every week out of your check. Then you don't want to invest because you don't want to lose that another $60-something every week. So now you out $120, and then you look at your check, it's not as big, but you're investing. See, a lot of these old heads, they invest. We talk about what things they not trying to learn these new things. One new thing ain't never gonna change. Making right investments in what you invest in. Now, there's more opportunity to invest in different things now, and that's cool. Are some of these old heads slow to the internet? Yeah, it was. I wasn't one of those because when I came through, we had computers in our school.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. For all the brothers that's 35 and under, how many black men, I'm talking about black men, how many black men had the conversation with you about 401k, health savings account, and stacking your money? How many of y'all had a conversation with an older black man tell you that? Raise your hand if you wouldn't mind.
35 and under?
Yeah.
35 and under.
The conversation about business, not the 401k part, but saving in business, yeah.
So only one person. That was my pops. Look, man.
Did you not hear what I said though, CJ? I said the old white man taught me.
No, I get you. I'm talking about.
It wasn't my daddy. It wasn't my uncle. It wasn't nobody black in my family would even talk to me about that.
See,
because they didn't know about it.
Every time we try to address, and it's not an excuse because I got all those things. I figured it out. But my point is, y'all didn't say it. And y'all keep want to.
A lot of us didn't have it.
All right, bro.
A lot of older people, 401k is something that's what the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm. That same argument can be used by the younger generation, and then you'll say that they don't know nothing.
My pops didn't tell me about it.
Hey man,
I'm saying like the same stuff is being passed on throughout the generations. Look, but he go, what is an OG, man? Like he go, at what age do you become an OG? Like, cause what age are we talking about? Because I'm 32 and I've been through all the bullshit, military, all that crap, different combat tours. So what is an old head? What age are y'all talking about?
Gee, I'm older than you. I'm 35.
So, yeah, so would you be an OG for me?
40 and older? Maybe.
That's what I would say. I would say the same.
OGs are the next generation up from wherever you are.
All right, so we doing it by decades then. We do it like every 10 years.
Decades is the easiest way to do it.
You're really an OG.
Every 10 years. All right. Well, here, check it, man. A dude that's when it came to the respect thing, like, dude, everybody gets common, decent respect as a human being. I'm gonna give a woman that I don't know the same respect I'll give a man that I don't know, was same with a child. But when it comes to you trying to show me something, you trying to teach me something, I'm gonna look at your results. The base off of how I should move. He go. I know some people shaking their head, but he go. Let's say you grinded your ass off as a young kid and made $1 million, but you got a guy that was born into a family, had $1 million and lost it all. You think I would take his advice?
Would you take Young Thug's advice?
Hell no.
I mean, he made $1 million.
But Jay,
that's completely different. That's completely different. That's completely different.
Let me say, JBJ, let me say this. You should take advice. You know why? Because he could probably tell you how to lose it and how not to do it again. How not to make that same damn mistake. You can learn something from anybody. Even a loser can teach you something.
A loser.
Oh, yeah. A broken clock is right.
Go into. So
yeah, a broken clock. Yeah, I got you. I got you on that. A broken clock can be right twice a day.
Yeah.
And I feel you. I can listen to it. I'm not saying that I won't listen to the advice, but actually take the advice and implement it in my life. I'm probably not gonna implement some shit. Like, dumb people tell me shit every day. I had dumb people tell me some smart shit, and I'll be like, okay, man, that's pretty cool. Okay, I got you. Like, park your car over here, man. They like to come around here and put tickets on your shit around this time. I'm gonna listen to this motherfucker, even though he living on the side with a trash bag right here beside him. I got you on that. I can do that. But we all have to have critical thinking skills when it comes to who we're talking to and what the subject actually is. And that's what I'm coming to. I'm not going to ultimately just give somebody respect in a conversation about something that they clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about, even though they're an older head. Age doesn't just grant you things.
Hey,
I get it. I got you got wisdom and shit. I get it. You live.
CJ, we talked about this. CJ. A lot of indictments come on older dudes as far as not being good mentors, but but younger dudes, you have an obligation to be a good mentee as well. And so, like you said, you'll sit up and let a dude waste his advice on you that you're not going to take because you made a judgment on him. Yep. He might as well not give you the fucking advice. He might as well not give you the advice.
Look, you just trying to make me come back from saying I'm not going to take his advice. Now you saying, well, you listening to it, but you ain't going to take it. Like, which one do you want, man? Do you want me to listen to him, or you don't want me to listen to him?
And I can tell you what. I'll tell you this.
People that can't mentor you in the direction you want to go.
If you show me that you are, like, if Bill Gates walked in my house right now and told me what I needed to do, I'm going to sit down and fucking listen. If Jay-Z came and tried to tell me something, I'm going to listen to him. Know why? Because I can see the results that they have. But if I see a dude sitting on the side of the corner at the gas station talking about, hey, Fred, don't put that 93 in there, put that 87. I'm not listening to you, dude. Who the fuck are you?
And y'all listen to millionaires.
You just don't ultimately get that respect. You don't get that.
I disagree with that. Hold on. Millionaires lead y'all to death every day.
Every day. They did the same thing with your generation. There's no difference.
Like what he's saying, JBJ. Like he's saying, JBJ. Like I'm telling you where they went wrong, because you're labeling knowledge and wisdom.
I don't know why World Class says y'all. We've been quiet.
Everybody.
I'm not trying to put it to a money number. I'm just saying that I'm not trying to put it to a money number, CJ. I'm just saying that was just an example.
But I'm saying you don't have to do that. You can just say, if I want to know something about a car and I'm talking to a mechanic or an old guy that you had a lot of cars in his time, I'm gonna listen to him.
Yeah,
I'm definitely. So it don't have to be I know you're not saying it, but that's how it's coming off. So I'm just trying to make. That's why Mike pushed back instantly. And I would have done this. I would have done the same thing.
You remember I said off of results. Like your results. If I see you got results, I just threw the money in there. I shouldn't have threw the money in there. I got you.
I mean, I'm not going to talk to nobody that doesn't have results. I'm not seeking mentorship from somebody who doesn't have something I want from them.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then we shouldn't be talking no damn.
We all agree then. I think we all agree.
None of us should be talking.
I think we'll all agree if we try not to push our agenda.
Everybody, hold on.
I want to hear what World Class has to say on this one.
Just for a second. Everybody on this panel has either been in the military or played sports, yes?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I did both.
Both over here.
Some of us have done both. Do we know the binding? I haven't been in the military, but I know it's one word that makes both of those things possible, and that's communication, yes?
Yes. Most important thing on the planet. Well, one of them.
So if we played on a team and we've done something like as serious as the military, and we know communication is key, and we know the communication between the generations has been interrupted. It's a good chance somebody did that on purpose, yes?
Yeah. It's all about the same.
Yeah, when I had this conversation, when I had this conversation with OG J Speed, that's why I got frustrated with him. It's like a high-level intel thing. I know he understands how the opposition works, and I was frustrated listening to one sentence he said. It frustrated me because we're in the intel business in terms of the generation. He's a little older, and he's who I learned it from. And that's why I told him I learned it from you. What'll stop the stupid shit that we do, that we've done in this live, and that we do in real life, is let's do the same thing that we know we would have to do if all of us was physically in the room. If somebody kicked the fucking door in with guns, and we had guns, we would work and shoot at that target first, right? And then how we would fight with each other would help us bring each other together. Same thing we did in football practice, same thing we did at basketball practice, because we know we got a main goal. We're not good enough to talk with each other and be on the same team right now. I think the only thing that's going to help us be good enough is realize we're not good enough to be good enough right now, maybe for the next 50 to 100 years. So pick a target and start identifying when an enemy has done whatever it's done to keep us like this. There are things that took place. I said it, I gave us an out, but we still wanted to do stupid shit. We having tick for tat, little nick and nat, what women do to try to pick out what the other generation did. That obviously is the only way we've been fussing. We've watched females do it, and that's what we've been doing back and forth in this conversation. All of us. So that tells you that there's an infiltration there. The communication has been specifically and precisely put into our heads for us to fight each other. Focus on the enemy, focus on the target. In 2022, we shouldn't be falling for Trojan horse bullshit conversations. Find a target, hit the target. Cut the stupid shit. I'm talking about fucking dumb shit that don't mean anything. Find a target, hit your target. Run your motherfucking mouth when you get a target and you hit your target and you don't miss. So what's the target in communication? What are we missing? Gentlemen.
Like I said, impressive.
The target was to line up the targets. Young niggas just want to get old niggas in the building so they can tell us what we didn't do.
That's precisely the opposite of what I just said.
He went right back to it. Look, that was
but this is what I'm saying. We can't. What I'm saying, Mike, is it doesn't matter if you're right. It doesn't matter if you're right. What matters is let's pick a target outside of this room and hit that target.
Hey, look,
we've already done it.
What I'm saying is nobody has any targets outside of this room.
Yeah, we got a shit ton of them, man. A lot of people on this panel has platforms. Like my platform is getting black men and black women back together. So I call out the bullshit within our society. That's my target. That's what I'm hitting. Anybody else got some?
Hey man, the purpose of this
would allow older generation to look at me and say, all right, would allow the older generation of even y'all elders, even the dudes is in their 80s, they look at him and go, he's one of them. Is they watch how I fight. Yeah. And do how I fight, they go, yeah, he one of us. Not how I dress, not what music I listen to. Oh yeah, that boy right there is one of us. The way he fight. The way you got up after you got knocked your ass knocked, you one of us. Yeah, come see me after. That's how. I don't know no other way. I don't have no other story other than they watch me fight. They watch me come early. They watch me stay late. I don't have that work ethic. Even the ones that don't do it, I don't know how to work like they do. I don't. But I know when we got a common goal, I can see him. I'm like, I need to be like him. That's why I have the respect, because I watched him fight. It's not going to be like everything else. Because this shit right here is extremely important conversation. Because like y'all know I was supposed to be doing a live, right? It fell out, but I was going to do one. This is too important to miss. And I'm not going to sit by and let it get away. We're not going to come to an understanding. All we can do is pick a target. Yeah. That's it.
To me, and world class, I'll say this.
Thank you, world class.
And I appreciate it. And bro, that's one of the things that it's so important that we had this conversation, bro, because I ain't going to lie. I always felt that disconnect from my pops. And like you said, what happens is we not able to talk to each other because I don't know. Maybe it is a seed of resentment that I have. And I don't know if that's from him. I don't know if it been put in me. I don't know what it is, but it's there. But I was always taught it's not my job to reach up to you. You supposed to reach down to me. If I'm the child, if I'm the ignorant one, you supposed to teach. Now, I'm not blaming my father because at the end of the day, I still got to have the results. My family can't say, well, his dad didn't teach him how. No, bro. This kingdom stands and falls on my decisions. So I got to hold it. But I will say this. If I had more direction instead of more, you don't know how to do nothing, shut up, get out of my face, maybe I could have advanced that a little bit better than I did to where I'm at now. That's my ultimate point as a millennial, going to the generation above me. That's my spiel on it.
I got a question, and this is for the panel, man. And we're gonna start from Andrell, and then we're gonna move around the room. What is it that you right now think that you can do better than what you've been doing when it comes down to mending the generation gap?
What I could do better? Admittedly, reaching out to more. Admittedly, I could reach out to more people. I tend to handpick people, observe their behavior, observe their conduct, and I test them. Their knowledge, their ability to use critical thinking, um, deductive reasoning, logic, their knowledge, and then I'll pick somebody to mentor that person. And that comes from experience. Like people who aren't at a certain level by a certain age, they tend to not pay attention and not be interested. And I've seen too many people like that. And so that's what made me start being more selective about who I try to mentor to. But I guess I shouldn't have given up on it. I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely. My man Marcus, same question, brother. You there, Marcus?
You know, Marcus be going to go get some
I'm here,
chips.
bro.
And
What's
stuff.
up, man? My bad. I just came back.
What is it
What's
that
good,
you
bro?
think? I don't know. Did you get the question?
No, I was choppy. My bad.
What
The
is it that
service.
you can do, man, that you haven't done that you can do now to better mend the gap between the generations?
I think just have the willpower to just I think just more like maybe like more of a reciprocation in between, able to listen and understand. Like I do that part. I listen. I sit down and listen. I shut the hell for the most part. I mute up. But we might joke around here and there, but if we are having something serious to build a foundation on, sometimes the thing that's lacking is maybe the source of making the proper steps to move forward. Uh, a lot of times we want to focus on the base root of the problem and stay on talking about the problem. But when it comes to the action, that's where I feel like I see a lack of action. I see a lack of, or like, well, let's build it. Like what's the saying? If you build it, they will come. And I think that's what maybe is missing sometimes. So I mean, like I've done things where maybe, hey, I've talked to people in need, people that were drug addicts, homeless. I've gone to the shelters and volunteered. I've fed them. I've talked with them, sat down with their stories, kind of like that other YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly. See where they came from. I've talked to vets before that are homeless in the street. My sister, I'll give you a quick backstory to her. She was a woman that went through a divorce. She caught her man cheating on her, and then she went to drugs. She met men that were breaking crimes, a bunch of guys that you would see in a Grand Theft Auto video game. Then it was about men, relationships that she had in her life that were bad for her, drugs. And then it just became about drugs. Then it became about her having a record, in and out of jail, went to prison for a bit. And then I lost my sister, who she was, because she became a schizophrenic. She was on the street. She was selling herself. And I didn't recognize who that was. And so I lost whoever that fragment of my sister, who she was, gone, never coming back, never the same. And she's been clean for a bit, but the person who I talked to when I sit on the table where I've seen, she's not there anymore. So, and they're older, they're my older siblings. So she was one of the ones I looked up to when it wasn't my mother and father. I looked up to her just like I looked to my older brother. I didn't grow up with my older siblings though. They grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Northern California. So I was not able to see them once or twice a year for a couple of days. And then when I see the older, that's why when I hang out with older gentlemen, like, because I lost my grandparents at a young age to cancer, I try to sit down with the OGs. I try to sit down with the elders, understand where they came from, the differences, their lives, what they went through. So I'm always going to be an ear to listen, but I yet to see certain actions not taken. I'm going to end it off on that.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Man, Hinky Link, what's going on, man? What about yourself, brother?
Well, with me, it's probably more patience, a lot more patience with them. That would definitely be something that I would definitely need to improve as far as the generation. So, yeah, being more patient with them.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Next up is my man, World Class, coming in here dropping the bombs. What says you, brother?
What I could have did different this entire time is, quite frankly, not quit on them, because I'm just as frustrated as the older generation. Like every time I hear Mike speak, it's the same exact words I use, because nobody's more disappointed in my generation and younger than I am. And give up because I know I'm an anomaly. I'm always angry because somebody shot my brother in the head, and I took that shit personal. And had that not happened, I'd be on the other side with them, helping them try to kill y'all. But since he's real dead, and this is not fucking Dragon Ball Z, he can't come back. I'm always pissed, and I'm always gonna be on your side. And then that, along with the fact I just looked at my mom was weak, and I just ignored everything she said and all her friends. I'm an anomaly. So I look at me being an anomaly as reason to not expect niggas to do what I do. But that's not my call, and I should have never made that call. And had I not done that earlier, we could have seen better results, at least one or two people. So, not quitting on them.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Most definitely. My man, JVJ.
Like, I like the patience. I like that he said patience earlier. In my honest opinion, I don't really have a problem with dealing with older heads, like, because I'm 32, so I'm not old for real, but I'm not super young, I guess. Patience would be a plus, like, to sit back and try to understand, because I used to sit around my grandfather and hear him tell me stories after stories after stories at family cookouts. So I've been good at listening to old heads. But then also, I guess the not being triggered part, because even Big Mike, he got me to when he came out and said what he said. I'm like, it was an automatic response to this shit. Maybe getting to the point of, all right, just let him cook on that and see where he's landing this plane at. I could get better at that when it comes to minute in between. But I don't have a problem with, like, the older head and the younger generation. Like, my biggest issue would be with people that are younger than me, like, doing the things that they do. But I've got to the point where I've understood that I only can do what I can do. I can't get mad if I can't change every person. I got a saying that I say, everybody's not going to make the boat. I can't save everybody. So I guess that's where I land my plane at when it comes to that question.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. My man, Rudy Roo. What you say, brother?
Since you asked that question, I've been thinking, and I really can't come up with much, because I'm connected with the older generation and the younger generation.
Yeah.
And Tez can vouch for this. I listen to understand when I talk to anybody. I pick out good things from people, and I do my own research. And I try to, when I talk to the older heads, I pick out the good things, do my own research, and then I drop it to the younger ones up under me. And because, like I said, Taz can vouch. When I learn new things, I pass new things on, younger or older. And I've been bridging a pretty nice gap. I mean, I feel like I can touch more. If I can say anything, I think I can touch more. That's probably something I need to try to do, is touch more people, younger and older. Because even, like I said, with my pops, we had a big gap, and that gap has been closing because it went from me always trying to pin things back on him of what you didn't show me to, hey, my God, this is your own life. He had his own life. You can make his life better. He can make my life better. And I'm applying it to everybody's life. So I listen. I understand. If I can share, I share. I share as much as I can. I sometimes share. I overshare sometimes. So I think I'm doing a pretty good as for one person. I think I'm doing pretty damn good at closing gaps.
All right. Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Next up, my man Big Mike.
Oh shit.
What says my man Big Mike?
All right, man. Y'all put me on the spot, man. Then y'all put me on the solo screen. Put me on the screen with everybody else. I want to talk to everybody else.
All right, brother.
Yeah, put me on the screen with everybody else. Look, I'll say this, man. The thing I could do different is be less passionate. Is be a little bit less passionate. But if you look at my life, I got two young niggas that's not even 23 yet. I'm putting $1,000 a week in their pocket because they listen to me. They respect me. They not carrying out their mother's vendettas against men on me. Because I'm an old nigga that's trying to help out. I want to see the younger generation do better. And I'm going to teach you what I got to teach you. But here's the deal. You're going to take it how I give it to you. I'm not going to give it to you the way you want it. Because the world ain't going to give it to you the way you want it. But guess what? I am going to do that for you because I understand y'all are my backbone. The younger generation are the people that are going to lead me when I'm old and decrepit. If I got to come kick one of y'all niggas' asses, it's not going to be me. It's going to be my young niggas. You see what I'm saying? I might be in the car giving orders. But the thing I could do different is being a little less passionate and kind of driving my point home and communicating a little bit better. I love y'all young niggas. But at the end of the day, understand, y'all are young niggas. Y'all aren't my equals at this point in time. And it was a point in time when I wasn't the equal to the older dudes. And now these dudes are senior citizens. And now they're looking at me as their leader. That's the natural progression of things. You know, I would love for this conversation to go one way. Here's really what we have. And Noble hit on the point. We have an issue with this white inferiority complex that we call white supremacy. That's really what got us fucked up and confused right now. But until people are ready to actually deal with that and stop acting like they could out earn that shit, because Kanye's showing you right now you can't out earn white supremacy. You're never going to get to a point where you got enough money to where you're not underneath the thumb of these folks. Absolutely. I just want us to understand that, because I depend on you young gentlemen, and I'm talking about the millennials, because y'all are the next up after us. It's our turn now. The baby boomers are senior citizens. They're dying out. It's the Zennials and the Generation X's turn to show y'all. It's our turn to lead. We can't jump command. We can't skip command. We can't do none of that. I just need y'all to listen and get out of your feelings and understand that I'm not telling you anything wrong. And I think a lot of OGs are young. I'm not even gonna call myself OG. I'm not a gang member. I'm just an older dude. I've been your age. I've been 30. I've been 33. I've been 35. I've been 40. Maybe it's something I can offer you, whether I got $1 million or not. The millionaires are the ones that's leading y'all down this path of destruction. It's the rich people that are telling y'all to do this dumb shit that's going on. Facts. So, you know, look, man, I'm sorry. I came off a little hot on you young guys.
No, you
good.
good.
I think that's why y'all called me, though. So I ain't feeling too bad about it. I'm going to sleep good tonight.
No, much respect for you,
bro.
Bro,
we trying to change. We trying to be the shift in this goddamn conversations, bro. This is one of the dopest shit I'm telling you that's on here. You hear world class? He had something. He was like, "No, that's too important. It's very important to us, bro." So everybody that's on this panel, man, even the ones that's in the chat, we really appreciating y'all right now when it comes down to this right here. Let me get my brother.
CJ, before you go, we got room for one more person. They want to join the panel. It is just men. That's for the show. But yeah, if you want to come in, we got one more. We got one more spot.
I don't. Trying to see how I'm gonna approach this. I'm gonna tell you what I am doing, and then I'll tell you what I can do better. I had a conversation, a podcast called the conversation with my father, right? And what I had heard all my life was my mama's side of the story. My daddy wasn't this, my daddy wasn't that, right? And the resentment that Big Mike talking about, I had it. My sisters have it. But I became the person in my family that said, I'm gonna do the best I can to break this generational curse between older black men and younger black men, because I know we need each other. I need my father's guidance. I need Hink's guidance. I need JT guidance. I need Big Mike's guidance. I need Mandrell crazy ass guidance. I need all these brothers' guidance and people younger. And the point is, we have to have these conversations. Even though I agree 100% with world class, what happened needed to happen. I'm a firm believer in that. So what can I do better? I can have Big Mike on more. I can talk to JT. I can talk to Mandrell. I can get an understanding with my peers like Tez and Rob, for us to get an understanding of where we're coming from, so we don't push out what we've been taught all our life, being so goddamn emotional. Because it showed tonight. We got emotional. I own that. But as long as we can rein it back in, I think we winning. So what can I do more, man? I can keep doing this. I can keep grabbing my little cousin big head ass by his neck and tell him stop the bullshit. I can keep doing it. And I can keep being a positive message. I had one bad marriage where I had a child, where it wasn't the best situation. I ain't had now since till I find the right woman, because I don't want to be a bad example to my younger cousins and stuff. So moving better and listening. I can do that better.
That's what's up. That's what's motherfucking up. You know who it is right here.
They put the link in the phone.
You know who it is. Ted the Fire.
Man,
It's Ted the Fire.
Mandrell, it's my solo time, Mandrell.
It's your solo time, Ted. I know, man.
Oh, man. The point. What I can do better. I'm gonna go to the generation. The generation above me. I can take the resentment out of my heart that I had. And a couple of reasons. Never met any of my grandfathers, so I didn't even have that link. And like I said, the older guys that were in my life, they always looked down on us. So I didn't understand what Big Mike was saying. I always thought it was negativity. I always thought it was, I don't like you. Come to find out, they didn't know how to give the message because nobody taught them how to give the message. So I got to take the resentment out of my heart for the generation above me. As far as what I can do better for the younger generation, have these conversations. Like, bro, for the longest time, my mindset was, man, these folks ain't gonna listen. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. And the brother that was supposed to come on tonight, Austin, I'm gonna shout you out because I know you watching. Me and him sat outside my driveway and talked 30 minutes. And it's a whole lot of stuff about the Generation Z that don't make a damn lick of sense to me. But my job ain't for it to make sense. My job is to listen and tell him, bro, at your age, I was running through female, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you shouldn't do that because it messed my mentality up. So for me, I gotta have more of them conversations. And me and CJ talked about this. We gotta have more young. We gotta have the Z's. We gotta create a space that's comfortable for them on our podcast, on Big Mike. We gotta invite them into the house in order for them to feel comfortable. That's all I got.
Yeah, for me, right, for the older generation, like I said before, let's just try to get a better understanding, not to listen to react, and I say this plenty of times, like, hey, I got a lot of feminine traits, being raised by mostly women, and one of the feminine traits I have, I get emotional, and I didn't get that till, I got grown, realized, that's very dangerous for a man to be. So, really just, just really try to understand the older generation, and understand their mindset, really try to really understand their point of views, even though I might not fully agree, but I'm willing to just to listen and understand. Now, for the younger generation, honestly, I just keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep telling the young niggas y'all doing it. Regardless how I might feel the dumb shit, the goofy shit, it is what it is. Every generation done dumb and goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, though when it get to a point your goofy shit might affect others and or is disrespectful, okay, that's might be the time I might check you. But other than that, man, people don't understand. Just telling somebody, man, you could do it, bro, that could that could mean so much for a person where they could push themselves to get to the next level, man. So one thing I like about what James do, like when he tells me, you see me with my wife and my kids, and he tell my dog, you doing it, dog. Fuck with these other niggas on, you doing it, bro. So shit like that, bro, regardless how I might be going through shit like that, push me. And we just gotta keep pushing the young niggas, telling like, hey, bro, y'all doing that shit, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, here goes some things that you might get better at. You know what I'm saying? I had this young boy, he was playing basketball and shit. I was just chopping up with him, and he was talking about, hey, I want to go to the league. Okay, bro, you could do that shit, bro. These the YouTube videos you need to see. They got workouts on YouTube now where you could like work out as a professional now. Little shit like that, bro. And not getting our feelings, because we feel like they going in the wrong direction or they doing some dumb shit or they doing these goofy ass shit. They wear their clothes like this. Fuck it. It is what it is. Our job is to fucking generate, what I'm saying? Putting that, pouring in to these young niggas, bro, regardless if they listen right now, because a lot of times I feel like the older generation they think just because you give a motherfucker advice, they supposed to just do it right in there. No, advice is a lifetime. So your advice that you tell them it's not probably for them right now. Honestly, they might have to fuck up first to really understand it. One of my favorite things about Tupac said, plant the seed. You just got to keep planting the seed. And eventually things will come together.
Right.
That's why I always say, people might disagree. That's why I say the solution to all this shit is children. Because I understand children are not going to be children forever. And the reason why I got to have this mindset, because you know what? Me understanding, if the children are the solution, it's going to push me to do better. It's a mindset. It's going to push me to do better so I could be that example. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say.
So my biggest thing is, and this has been probably about for the past 7 years, I've been wanting to get this bridge, just the gap bridged between us, man. And one of the things that I've learned that I had to start being is a better person myself. I had to start being a lot more knowledgeable. I had to start being more transparent. I have to start being way more understanding, but I also still have to be firm. I'm never going to give up on my own principles because they got me far in life. But at the same time, I want to be able to have this type of conversation with all you brothers and even more, because I got kids that are 25 and 20 years old. You dig what I'm saying? And this is not about me. It ain't never been about the individual. It's always been about all of us. And it's not one way. It's a whole lot of other ways. We would never get this shit. We would never have a conclusion. The conclusion is to the Almighty. That's all it is. When it's time for this world to end, it's time for it to end. It's over with. But while we here, we got to try to make each other better. We got to start, like with these conversations that we have, instead of us pitting ourselves against with the bullshit like my man World Class was talking about, we got to start looking at who the real enemy is.
Right.
So we start with this right here. We start with this foundation right here. We start with learning everything that's going on in the world that affects us. And that's one of my biggest issues right now, is that We just don't know. So that's the problem. So now we got to start fixing it. We ain't got all the answers to this. We ain't gonna have it on one podcast. But man, we got to start putting this goddamn work in, bro. We got to start shifting the conversation. Because all them other goddamn conversations that's been going on, that shit is for the birds. That's for people that want to be stimulated in the mind and not challenged in the mind. That's what that shit is about. We got about what? We got 3 generations in here right now? Something like that?
3.
Hey, man, we got to build off each other. And then we start letting this shit go global. Because we in a state of emergency right now, man. And I'm telling you, the younger the person is, the less that they are even close to what reality really is right now. I love this conversation, bro. I love it, man. Anybody else got something else to ask? But I wanted to get that so we can have a perspective on what it is that we're really talking about. This is not about generations versus generations. This is we trying to get this shit back popping, man.
And Lou didn't get in there either. Lou popped.
Yeah, I had a question. Maybe Lou could help answer it.
Let me add this one thing. I can honestly say this. I have no interest myself personally, just me, but I have no interest right now in talking to the young women.
No.
That's for all of us. That's for all of us collectively to start doing, because we're the leaders. We got to start taking that leadership. They gonna follow us. Please believe that. It's about what we got going on right now as men to get infrastructure back into whatever community that we are in. Yeah. But go ahead, somebody else.
Yeah. Really, it's a no. But you said something earlier that kind of jogged my memory of this. All right, you said it was a woman's. The only thing we do is we're doing women's talking points, right? You think it'd be a good idea to try to point out to the younger generation that they do, in fact, a lot of them do, in fact, argue like women because they've been raised by a single mother. And, you know, like Ted said, I've heard single mothers tell their kids, like Ted says, if you hear something different coming up other than you ain't shit, you don't know shit, you ain't got shit, you ain't never going to be shit, you ain't shit. If you hear something different, then maybe you definitely would have done something more with your life. You definitely would have done something different. Like, my parents didn't gas me up like that. It's just when I did something good, they're like, good job. They treated it as if it was expected. So that was drilled in my head from a baby. Success is expected. Accomplishment is accepted. It is expected. Good grades, expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to this day, as a full-grown man, I'm so hard on myself, it's ridiculous. Success is expected, even of me. That's the standard I have for myself to this day. So, like, trying to get, how do we get to the young guys? Because that's one of my suspicions, is that a lot of this comes from being raised by single mothers. And you've heard me say single mothers have no business raising boys on their own.
Amen.
You know, so how do I deliver that message to them? Like, listen, man, the way you do things, the way you argue this way or the other, that's very feminine, and it comes from your mother.
You can start by not trying to bite their damn face off, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was just lighting it up. I was just trying.
I know.
The only solution I have is the hardest one: is that boys have to spend as much time away from their mother specifically as possible, or they will be weak.
Facts. That's a fact.
The worst influence in our life is our mother. The worst parent we have is our mother. The grandmothers are better mothers. The dad is a better mother. The grandfather is a better mother. It's just that simple. Dang. Because and it's not really a shot at them. They know they're the worst. They're not going to make the best. Her girlfriend will make better decisions for her child than she will.
Why is this?
Because they always have somebody. They want somebody to. They can't fight off the need to make somebody believe what they believe. It's like having a physical subconscious mind. They can't tell them no.
That's true. They have a need. Like, I have a need for things to make sense.
Right.
You know, so I need for shit to make sense. And she's like, women, you're right. they ever need. Wow. Okay.
I'll say this, fellas. I would rather just keep it between one generation split at a time. Because look, those Zennials, the Zennials are my children. My child is a Zennial. He's not a child anymore. You know what I mean? But he's a millennial. I'm sorry. Or Generation Y. He was born in 2004, so that's a generation. What is that? Generation Z, the new generation. But I
That's what
think,
I gave.
that I'm sorry, I got confused. I missed the point here. But I think that if we keep it between Generation X and millennials, it'll be on millennials to get the other generation straight. But we can't attack all generations at the same time. We're dealing with two generations at the same time. And I'm sure JT will let you know. We deal with our parents. Our parents are baby boomers. We have to deal with our parents. We have to tell them and get them straight on shit. But we have to do it with respect, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to talk to y'all a little bit more candidly, and then y'all pass it down to the other generations.
That's our job.
Yeah, we can't transcend every generation because we're gonna look like assholes. Because this is some tough shit we're dealing with.
Facts.
That's what I explained to TJ Randolph. I was explaining to her, like, you can't be talking to, let's just say Savannah, who was in the chat. She's 22. TJ Randolph,
Savannah?
like, I think in her 50s.
Oh
my God. So there's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
So I'm 37. Like Mike and all y'all talk to them. Y'all talk to me. I talk to CJ, and all them. You know what I'm saying? And Rudy. It's a hierarchy. Y'all don't need to be talking to them. Y'all talk to me. I talk to them.
And nobody
That's how it
feels disrespected with a hierarchy.
No.
Nobody feels disrespected
because
like
your turn coming, like you were saying, Mike. Your turn is coming. So there's no reason to break the chain of command.
there's no reason to break the chain of command. We're gonna lead, and this next coming up. Hopefully, we do a better job than those who did before us. But I'm not getting ready to wear them out about it in the last years of their life either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not getting ready to stress them out about what they didn't do in the last years of their life. I mean,
Right.
we're gonna get them out of here with the best respect that we can get them out of here, and we're gonna lead with the best way we can lead. And I hope y'all would do the same for us.
I think before I want to get Lou in there, but before I get Lou in there, I think one thing we need to develop is even if it's just these men on the panel, we need to sit down maybe off. We need to sit down maybe behind the scenes and come up with a rites of passage for these next generation, because that's something that we really don't have. I remember somebody mentioned it in the show the other day, working on a rites of passage, criteria for you to even be considered a man, and we stick to it and hold to it and lay out tenets and everything for it, because we don't have that.
We need to lay out the expectations. The rites of passage is still there. We just need the younger guys to understand it and grasp onto it and accept it and embrace it. Like, we embraced it. We ain't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't go see them older niggas without our pistol. You know what I'm saying? You had a decision to make if you wanted to run up on the older nigga back in my day. You had a decision to make.
A business decision.
A business
Go ahead, Lou.
Life decision.
A life decision.
You know what I'm saying? That's the business I'm talking about.
Right.
We had to make it was a business decision.
Let's get Lou in there.
Did I get all my affairs together?
Yeah, exactly. Did I get all my affairs together yet? Or before I make this move? Shit.
Lou, what's up?
Wait,
bro?
let me second think this.
Lou, hold on, let's get Lou in there.
Rethink this.
What up, Lou?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Lou?
What's up, Mandrell? I think that a lot of this gets blurred when we really start to think about what really happened to us as children, right? So when you have a mother or a father that hate each other more than they love their own child, when you have a mother who kidnapped her son from a different country away from his father out of
Y'all
spite,
mute up. It's a lot of background noise. Y'all mute up right quick.
when you have a father who said that he would disown his son simply because he doesn't work with his hands, while unknowingly not understanding that I create millions of dollars for the economy by clicking buttons. When parents hate their children simply because they're trying to project their failures onto them and wanting them to be better, not because they love them, but simply because they failed as human beings, we have a serious problem here. So how am I going to listen to anybody else that is a third party if from my own family I was hated, ostracized, and thrown away? Somebody's going to have to explain to me how young people get over the fact that their parents, for as much as they tried, completely failed them. Because that is the that is the that is the that is the cancer here. That is the dark spot that no one wants to touch on. Our parents, what from any generation plausible that I've come to understand, they have all failed us. The very people that were supposed to love you, they have reaped you from your being. They hate you. How do you deal with that? How does that actually work? And then you're telling me that I'm supposed to listen to someone, a third party that is not a family member, but yet I was betrayed by every single family member I have. How does that work? When your mother makes you suicidal, how do you get over that? Huh? So we're not supposed to place any blame on these people. We're supposed to respect these people. Huh? How does that work? When CJ texts me more than my real dad, how does that work?
But Lou, I'm glad you said that because CJ, he actually got a clip. And it's gonna fall right into what you just was talking about. You got it already loaded, bro? You on mute.
You're muted. You're muted, CJ.
I'm finna cue it up. Hold on. Give me just a second.
He's gonna cue it up because that was another and this was on your show also, wasn't it? It was on CJ. It was on, man. It's a little powerful thing, and I definitely want to hear what the brothers got to say about this, Lou. You just helped us do the segue, brother.
Shout out to Lou, man.
Can
sir.
I jump in real quick?
Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Big Mike.
All I say is honestly, man, your parents' job is to feed you and not fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that other stuff ain't nobody perfect. And you'll find you become a parent. You're not gonna be perfect.
Your job was to have a child when you were ready, not when you wanted to open up your leg and shoot the club.
No, bro. That shit happens, dog. And if you out here, you know that happens.
This is why we hate your old niggas.